Good morning, all of you. So, our guests for today are there. I would like all of you to welcome them with a huge round of applause.
Investing in education is like planting seeds of potential, but it's through strategic placement that cultivate the harvest of success. Let's cultivate our skills and ambitions, guiding them towards promising career paths for a bountiful future. Today, I, Dr. Deepti Chopra, on behalf of WIPS TC School of Engineering, would like to welcome our esteemed guests and future leaders to the Talent and Future Tech Summit 2024. We are honored to have with us today some of the brightest minds and most experienced professionals in the field. We welcome Shri Subramanya Desai sir, HR expert, mentor of change, Atal Innovation. We welcome Ms. Kamna Jain from NESCOM Foundation. We welcome Shri Harsh Juneja sir, Professor of Practice at WIPS TC. We welcome Shri Uday Birji sir, Professor of Practice at WIPS TC. We welcome Shri Madhav Vidya sir. Okay, he's coming. Okay. Last but not the least, we extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chairman Sir, Shri Vineet Vats sir, whose guidance and leadership has given the way for a journey towards excellence. We eagerly anticipate his insights and inspiration as we embark on this transformative HR and Placement Summit. Thank you, sir. In the spirit of knowledge and pursuit of excellence, we pause to honor the guest of the day. I now request our Honorable Vice Chairman Sir to kindly felicitate Shri Subramanya Desai sir and Ms. Kamna Jain from NESCOM Foundation. Ms. Kamna Jain has over 19 years of experience in IT industry, research, sales and marketing, communication and management consulting. It is my pleasure to introduce to our virtual assistant tool, an innovative addition to our college resources. With the power of technology at our fingertips, our virtual assistant will take you to an immersive tour of our esteemed institution, showcasing various facets that make our institute truly exceptional.
Tor, can you introduce yourself?
Greetings, myself Tua, Technical Orientation Utility Robot, the virtual assistant for WIPS TC, designed by Ashutosh Khanna, Aryan Bhatia and Daksh Gupta. How may I assist you?
Tor, can you tell something about the Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies?
WIPS TC in Pitampura, Delhi, is a beacon of academic excellence, boasting state-of-the-art infrastructure that will leave you in awe. With multiple schools catering to various disciplines, this institution ensures a holistic learning experience like no other. The top-class faculties here are not just educators but mentors who guide and inspire over 7,000 students to reach new heights of success. WIPS TC is more than just a college, it's a community where innovation, creativity, and ambition thrive. students, faculty, and staff is grateful for the opportunity to be a part of WIPS under the guidance and expertise of our Chairman Sir Dr. S.C. Watts and Vice Chairman Sir Mr. Vineet Watts.
Tour, please highlight something about the School of Engineering to the audience.
At the Vivekanand School of Engineering, we pride ourselves on offering the best-in-class lab infrastructure that sets us apart in the realm of technical education. Our cutting-edge laboratories are equipped with the latest technology and tools to provide hands-on learning experiences that prepare our students for real-world challenges. With engineering streams in artificial intelligence and machine learning, artificial intelligence and data science, industrial Internet of Things, computer science and engineering, and electronics engineering with VLSI, we ensure that our students are well versed in the most in-demand fields of the future. Vivekanand School of Engineering paves the way for a promising career in engineering.
Thank you. It is my honor to introduce Professor of Practice at WIPS TC, Shri Harsh Juneja sir. He is a seasoned professional with more than 35 years of experience in various business environments, including manufacturing, automobile, office automation, and telecommunication industry. He has worked more than 10 years in Escorts Limited, more than 11 years in Modi Xerox Limited, more than 13 years as Vice President and National Head Strategic Alliances at Tata Teleservices Limited. I now request Sir to kindly come and share his invaluable perspective on the importance and objectives of today's event. Sir, please.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And I'm privileged to address the young generation. Honorary Vice Chairman Vineet ji, Uday ji, the member of the panel here, Dipali ji, and faculty present here, young generation, ladies and gentlemen. So, I was told yesterday to share a few words yesterday evening, so I not got any presentation, but I thought I'll walk around, seek your attention. Rather than you focusing on the presentation, you focus here. You're all blessed to be at this institute, the wonderful institute of right? 1 year to go before you hit the globe, right? Wherever you go, you probably work in India, you work overseas. You want to be the big, students, and how you can be doing is what I think we are here. What we can help you for becoming a true professional and a true citizen who can make us as an institute proud. I've been here for over a month, right? Or just less than a month, actually. I met most of the deans, most of the head of the department, some of the professors, doctors here had a chance to have one-on-one. Understood. And it's a beautiful green environment, giving positive vibes of education. And these vibrations are Am I audible at the back? Thanks. So these vibrations are giving me the energy to give back to the society for which I have talent. So 3 industries I worked as, I think the lady over there said, I've seen automobile industry, I've seen office automation industry, I've seen telecommunication industry in my 35 plus years of experience. And now I have, right? And I'm sure it's only a two-way learning something and giving back. You are all, you know what happens? To get those inputs. I had a chance to meet some of the students also last week. thanks to, I think, the professor who made me meet them. You are young, you want to do something in the life. You want to grow. How do you do that? And I had 42 years, and I was a management student, and I was passing out. 42 years ago, I was sitting like this. Audible? This is the difference between technology, and this is another technology, right? Sorry. Technology and all of you. Technology can fault. Technology can have errors. Technology can give you some wrong information also. And I'm not discouraging you. I just heard this Robo saying, when the question was asked to know about WIPS, it said 7,000 students. And I captured it, there are 8,500. So you need to update, you need to upgrade. And who will upgrade and update? Only you. If you feed, the technology is going to give you back. If you don't, so what's the learning? The learning is you all need to update, upgrade yourself. And I think I have been a coach, so I've been giving the example. In my time, 42 years ago, when I was a student, there was a learning which was given to me by my forefathers. This is survival of the fittest. आपको जिंदगी में जीना है तो survival of the fittest. After some time it changed. I observed it changed. And how it changed? Everybody was fit. If you are not fit, you are not sitting here, you are not studying. If you are not fit, you would not even be a graduate, right? What to talk about anything else. So it became obsolete. It became survival of the fittest and fastest. So the guys who are fast wins the race. Okay? खरगोश और कछुए की तरफ मत जाना, right? Survival of the fittest and fastest, it got changed. Another 10 years passed. I learned a lot. I learned from people who were surrounding me, professionals. The theory again changed. If you have to survive and win, it is not the fit and the fast, because everybody is fit and everybody learns to run fast. You have to be a fighter. Now everybody started learning how to fight also. The companies, big companies are fighting. You know, we just were talking about HCL. HCL is fighting with their competitors, right? We see the tug of war happening in the cola segments, you know. So everybody is a fighter. So you are a fit, you are fast, you are a fighter. Things changed again. Another decade passed. I learned you need to be flexible. You need to be learning, you need to be flexible. If you are flexible, the bow that bends farther, if you're flexible, you move and you are successful. So 4 decades I've seen, 4 different things I learned: survival of the fittest, or the fastest, or the fighter, or the flexible. But now, with the current generation, what's coming? Another thing, favorite. Follow up. It's an era of what? It's an era of lots of marketing tools, social media. You go and watch Facebook, you go and watch Instagram, you follow. So what matters is what you follow. What is your favorite? आप किसको like करते हो? What you actually want to adopt. What you actually select, right? It's what matters a lot. So what you would decide, you will select your career, whom you follow, how you put your time effectively in the field, how you utilize your leisure time. Whenever I take, I'm sure this is going to be one of the parts that how you should appear in the interview, right? That should be one of the part of this forum, right? But I used to ask this question repeatedly in my interviews over the last 40 years. How do you pass your leisure time? It must be a very silly question, but it is not. Because one needs to see that if you are given 24 hours, because Mr. Ratan Tata is also given 24 hours, even God has got, by the way, 24 hours. You all youngsters have got 24 hours, I got 20. Why some people are successful and some are not? Because they know the time management. The time management is a big subject. I can speak for 1 month probably on that. But it's not, the cool thing. The cool thing is, whenever you get a leisure time, how do you utilize that effectively? You can utilize it in your hobbies. You can utilize it what you want to learn, what you want to pick up, what you want to follow. There may be mentors, right? There may be people, good speakers, who talk about how the professionalism is there, what is the environment in the industry. So whom you follow? Or you just simply sleep while looking at Facebook, tuck, 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 tuck. And Facebook would actually pop up what Facebook wants, not what you want to follow. So you have to do your own karmas, you have to do your own efforts to follow whom. Got it? Very simple. It's not very difficult thing which I'm talking about. Now some people, some students walk in to me and say, and it's not about students. Let me say it's my thought as well. You come with a background, right? You come with a background, your parents, your fathers, your forefathers, who have taught you, guided you, mentored you, and you learn something, okay? Over a period of time when you are educating, you learn something out of that. That's called, I think, genetics, right? You have something in your genetic, you can't change that. But there is something called epigenetics. Have you heard? Anybody heard? What is epigenetics? Yeah.
Sir, it is that the genes of a person changes according to the environment that it is provided.
Excellent. What's your name?
Tejashi.
Excellent. So you change according to the environment. So that is what I was talking about, learning, unlearning, right? If something is not good, you need to also learn to unlearn and then relearning what is good. Epidemics is like you have a computer, the laptop. Can it grow on its own? No, it's a hardware. But it has an update, upgrade, app download karte ho. There are a lot of apps. I'm sure everybody's phone is having not less than 50, 60, 70, 80 apps. Those apps continue to knock you, update, upgrade. So what is the learning? Learning is, you guys also need to update, upgrade yourself, learn, unlearn and relearn. Relearn what is good, what do you want to follow? What do you want to actually be having your favorite? Very important thing, but very small. So I don't want to, I can continue to, speak. And by the way, I'm here in Delhi. I come here on Mondays and Thursdays, right? I'm here almost the whole day. I come here about 11 o'clock, 10:30, and I go the last probably 5:30, and I get a chance to meet all. So anytime anyone has any queries, question, our objective, I think, when we hold these kind of seminars is to give you an environment of how the industry is going to look like and how you will be as a professional tomorrow. We can't simulate that, but it may include taking you to the industry visits. If somebody is interested, I can organize that. Taking you to the industry visits. Or we can bring in the professionals the way we brought Mr. Subbu here, who is going to tell you what the industry does, how we feel. It is not like that. Like when I was an MBA graduate and sitting like this, I was thinking, yaar, MBA कर लिया है. अब मेरे को एक सेक्रेटरी मिल जाएगी, एक केबिन मिल जाएगा, है ना, और काम करेंगे बस मुश्किल से. That's not so. It's not that easy. Your industry looks like a swan, a duck. Have you seen the duck? How does it work? How does it fly? How does it swim? Maybe you are looking at that duck, beautiful duck, white color, calm, swimming on the water. Water is very calm, it makes your mind calm. But what you are not watching is underneath the water. What happens underneath the water? Exactly. So both the legs are continuously working, and the moment you continuously not work, even the duck can sink. You are not management student, but management student learn a lesson of life cycle. Then they learn product life cycle. Then they learn business life cycle, right? So there are so many life cycles. What is that cycle? Why the cycle word is being used? Anyone? Anyone? Business cycle, life cycle, product cycle? No? Cycle is the only mechanism. If you do not paddle, it'll fall down. So you need to have continuous paddling done in your work career, in your life to survive. So it's not only that you require survival of the fit as, fast as, flexible. So you need to continuously learn also and update and upgrade yourself as well. I think I need to pause because I can continue for another 1 hour, but I respect your time, and I'm here, as I said, I'm here for you all as a professor of practice based out of Delhi. As I said, I'll be coming in Mondays and Thursdays. We will organize, means jointly as a team, we will organize some seminars, some good orientation to you, how you can be a good professional, which is in due course of time. Meanwhile, what we have done is, along with a team, maybe led by Professor Gopal as well, and Ms. Dipali and Viniji, some kind of a software also we have initiated. It's yet to start, but probably it'll start soon. Some of you have already registered for that, right? It is only a practice of what you learn in your class. You learn theory, right? But how do you practice that what kind of organizational industry environment is going to help me out on that? So it is a tool to practice. So if you want to join, you can join. You can contact Professor Gopal. And it is going to start from probably tomorrow, right? I have seen that tool is very helpful. It is going to probably give you an access to the practical side of the industry. And I have seen the past trend growing. If some of the students were, at 30% level, over a period of 3 to 6 months, they went to 50% level. Another 3 to 6 months, they went to 60, 70%. But it's all depends on you. If you have that software open in front of the computer and you watching Facebook, God help you. I can't. So it's all your own efforts. It's all your own eagerness, right? Inquisitiveness, which is going to help you out in your future career. So all the best to you, and thank you very much for giving me this kind of attention, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor to introduce Shri Uday Biji, sir. He is Professor of Practice at WIPS TC. I now request Uday, sir, to kindly introduce Shri Subramanya Desai, sir, to our students.
So, it's okay now? So, should I move this side? I think always, I think the first observation is, for me today, I know I have been doing a number of sessions in the last 18 months or so. Almost every session, the question asked is, will AI take away my job? Okay? Will robots start doing my job? It's not only here. I go to IIM, I go to VIT, I go to IIM Shillong, everywhere the same question. Some of them know the answer, but still they'll ask the question. Okay? So look at this robot. It has created 3 jobs. I have told 3 engineers designed this robot. So whoever thinks that it will take away my job, it's not true. It creates jobs. So I don't want to get into the details of how and what when we do whatever, but this is the best example. And I don't think it has taken away anyone's job, but it's created 3 jobs while doing another specialty role here as a, let's say, a compeer or whatever you call it, right? So that is the best example. And my usual drill, right? My drill usually starts around happiness. I know for one thing for sure that only happy people can innovate. Only happy people can be leaders. Only happy people can build Viksit Bharat. Okay? And it's not by any, not like theory or whatever. I'm saying by practice. So can we have a happy morning? Only one person looks happy. Happy morning? Fantastic. This is wherever I go, whichever part of the world. But see any spiritual leader or any kind of a leader talks about happiness. The whole purpose of life is happiness. Anybody else can dispute this? Were you born to create a robot or to be happy? Correct. You are not born to create a robot. You're born to be happy and make others happy by creating robots or technologies or AI or whatever. I think that is the fundamental principle we must all understand. And this is, I think this quote is self-explanatory. I have to do that. So every time I use a different spiritual leader's quotes to, convey this message. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to keep laughing like a mad guy. But I think internal happiness is what you must seek. Only then you can innovate. Only then you can solve problems. Okay? So this is another inspiring. I don't think I don't think I'm even qualified to talk in detail about Swami Vivekananda. But I found this some of these two important things: institution and innovation. Swami Vivekananda's quote said that institution and innovation is what can solve the country's problems. Institution, the country itself is an institution. VIPs is an institution. Okay, and teamwork. We cannot be individual. Whether you look at the Prime Minister or Elon Musk or anybody, okay, they work for some kind of an institution. It can be a country, it can be a college, it can be a university or whatever. Right? You should have that respect for an institution and then innovate. So this is what the message I found, and I think these two important factors, if we can understand these two messages from Swami Vivekananda, institution and innovation, we can all be safe that by 2047 we will be a developed country. And that is the goal every person is following today. Irrespective of what the political ideologies will be from now on, I think that is what we are all going to be chasing, 2047. And we have seen success in the last 10 years or so, okay? So this is not going to be around this today. So I will introduce my friend Subbu, we call him Subbu later, but me and he keep having this friendly arguments on what HR should be. What does HR mean? Human resources. Would you like to be called resources? Anyway, all of you are human anyway. We know that you're not robots. Huh? So would you like a HR VP coming in front of you and say, I cannot, really reskill you as good as a robot. Why don't you become a robot yourself? Right? So this is on the lighter side. I always have this argument, or as I said, friendly argument with Subbu. HR should not be called as human resources. We should not be resources. In fact, I'm trying to find the best word possible. I have found one or two. I'll share with you. I think talent acquisition, reskilling, I think the skill development or whatever. But I feel offended right from my young age. I'm not a resource. Neither am I a robot, right? So this is an ad. How many of you noticed this ad? Just yesterday. I saw this on the flight yesterday and somebody sent it on the WhatsApp. And this sort of goes with my own thinking that we are looking for rock stars, not robots. Huh? What do you think? Does this sort of give you some kind of a comfort that the companies today are not going to replace your jobs with robots? Does it give you a comfort? This is yesterday's ad in Times of India, full page. And I would say that I just thinking that, what can I name HR? Why can't we call all the HR as, human rock stars? HR, correct? You're all rock stars. You're not resources. And this is actually fantastic. I think, only a Tata company could have thought of it. Harshji comes from that company, which is known for ethics, governance, honesty, human capital development or whatever. So this should give you really the comfort that robots or AI is not going to take away your job. It will create jobs and it will make you better and help you work better. Okay? This is another mantra that I use, especially for today's world of distractions. Okay, today we are all distracted, whether you are a 19-year-old, and this is the mantra even for my own daughters who are like, 26 and 21 age group. I keep telling them, don't get distracted by all these silly, the stand-up comedians. They only insult people in the name of comedy. So choose the kind of videos, choose the kind of books, and choose your friends. That's what ultimately will build your character. Let me tell you, when you go to you're sitting in front of for your job interview, the hiring manager. I have hired thousands of people in my 30 years of career, and most of them I like to see interview each one of them, especially when we are about to give them a placement offer. After all their great technical skills that are mentioned in the resume, I look for attitude, I look for all the soft skills, leadership, communication. These are some of the skills that are the most neglected. You may be having a fantastic resume of a data scientist or AI scientist or a quantum computing engineer or whatever. Finally, it is the soft skills that will swing the way between you and somebody else. Okay, and this is something which is actually boils down to your character. And these are some of the things, the tools that will help you build a better character. Okay, especially in today, not just distractions. Today we are all being scrutinized for ethics, for governance, for integrity. I'll give you some examples what will happen. It may be repetitive, but this is a reminder for the rest of the day. In fact, today we are starting a journey. Tomorrow we have some fantastic session lined up also by a very, very distinguished professor. And remember that you are the champions of change. When I talk about Viksit Bharat, when I talk about New India, when we talk about great things that are going to happen by 2047, you are the people who are going to execute this. You are the people who are going to innovate. And there is data behind it. It's not that I've just created some quote out of somewhere or whatever. You are 65% of the India's population. I know I may be repetitive because I keep saying this to in every one of my workshops. 65%. So you are not only going to change this country or transform this country, you are going to solve the problems for yourself. Okay? 65% of the market opportunity you are addressing from a business point of view. Okay? India's decade. I think this is another hot topic that is going on in the industry. We all know what a decade means. Decade. And there is data. I come from the startup capital of India and probably the third biggest startup ecosystem in the country, which is Bangalore. Almost everybody. Just 2 weeks back, not 2 weeks back, about a month back, Boeing, Boeing, one of the biggest aircraft manufacturer, set up its second biggest plant R&D center in India, outside the US. Okay? So that is the kind of transformation India is going through. That is the kind of investment we are seeing from all big companies. So this is some of the data. 400, we started about, I am a proof of that. 400 startups when I quit HP and became an entrepreneur myself in 2014. Just 400 plus, somewhere around that. Today we have 100,000. It's growing in thousands every month. And this is the kind of excitement that is going on in this country. We are the top 3, startup ecosystems. Young innovators. We used to ship thousands of engineers to America, UK, wherever, to solve their problems. Brain drain. But today it's reversing. People are staying back and solving India's problems. Innovation. Okay. The one thing you must be excited, especially all of your computer science and AI and data analytics engineers, AI for all. This is the mission mode project that the Prime Minister himself is driving. AI for all. AI for all doesn't mean only for tech engineers. AI should impact the poorest person in the rural village. How can we solve that person's problem in the agriculture or the laborer in the field using AI? That's the biggest opportunity. I give an example. AI is creating opportunities, creating jobs. It's all in your hands. How you can become an entrepreneur, pick up AI as a technology and solve some problems. That becomes a business opportunity for you. Okay? So then I think VIPS is really, one of the distinguished colleges to also have been allocated semiconductor VLSI, engineers. I think you have the first batch of VLSI engineers. We have not even touched the topic, semiconductor. It's going to be much bigger in terms of opportunity, bigger than even in AI from a job creation point of view. 50,000 crores is going to go into this semiconductor ecosystem in the next 5 years. So what will they do with that 50,000 crores? Infrastructure and hire talent like you. Okay? It doesn't mean only semiconductor engineers will get hired. They require all kinds of engineers and managers and non-engineers. That's the job creation that you will see rapidly happening in the next 5 years. Okay? So this is some of the 5 pillars of our Developed India mission or the Viksit Bharat. Why am I saying this? If you say that, sir, I'm not interested in robotics. I want to solve some environmental problem. This is what the focus is of our Viksit Bharat. Women may say, what is it in for me? And the big focus on women empowerment and youth empowerment. Okay, so these are the 5 major pillars to make India Viksit Bharat or self-reliant India. Right now we are importing $80 billion worth of chips and electronic products from China and other countries. That is going to come down to 50% in the next 4 to 5 years. Which means we are going to manufacture almost $40 billion worth of electronic chips and everything from here. So what does it mean? Create more jobs. Okay? So this is something which I always emphasize. All of you, none of us, I don't know, at least I am not any role model. I'm just somebody who's sharing experiences, my experiences. But ensure that you have somebody as your role model. Okay, it could be Swami Vivekananda, it could be Ratan Tata. These are the real heroes. Make it a point to buy or read through their autobiographies. How they have succeeded, what are the kind of challenges, what kind of leadership that they brought to this country. Okay? So this is one advice we always tell you. So you see this, Swami Vivekananda's quote, my faith in the younger generation, the modern generation out of them will come from my workers. They will work on the whole problem like lions. So you don't need a bigger quote than Swami Vivekananda himself to back this up. Okay? Another important fact, we are always running at 200 kmph on a daily basis, right? In life. We always forget to reflect on our journey. I tell my mentees, I tell the students wherever I go, slow down for a short while, reflect on what you have gone through. Maybe the challenges, maybe the good things. Reflect on your journey, maybe the last 5 years or last 3 years, you're the third year now. Last 3 years, the kind of journey. The college, I think you're trying to figure out whether VIPS will be really able to create a great engineer out of you. Today, fantastic. You see the best industry stalwarts are here right in front, sitting here right in front of you. So as you move forward, it's always good to reflect. Okay? Make this, just sit back for some time early in the morning or whatever. Think about, reflect what you have gone through. Reflect on some of the sacrifices made by your own parents to get you here. Okay? That is what will make you a mature leader. This is something which I specialized in, leadership, and the most underrated topic. People think that they're born leaders. No, none of us are born leaders. Experience makes us great leaders. Experience, learning, initiative, all these things make us great leaders. But the fundamental, I would say, foundation of a leader should be these. Ethics. There are some great examples. How many of you heard of Byju's? Byju's. Do some detailed analysis. It's almost on the verge of bankruptcy. One of the big reasons is this governance, those top three. The leaders were growing rapidly, they were becoming rich, they were becoming unicorn, the investments were coming in, they forgot about integrity, honesty, ethics. They are under investigation, they're going through all kinds of hell. The CEO, in fact, has been told to, get away from the board. This is last 2-3 days. So your foundation should be built on these top three things. So as you move forward in the next 20 years, you will have good night's sleep, you'll be able to innovate better, the industry will respect you. Okay? Last couple of slides. I think Harshji mentioned that, you should all be great ambassadors, not just Bharat. I think the VIPS, great institution of VIPS is getting into the next recruitment or rather the admission cycle. You should be great ambassadors of VIPS. I know the proof will be next year when you pass out, but 5 years from now, if you are a great innovator, you come here instead of me, you come and talk about the kind of unicorn that you have become, there's no better proof on that. But you should put yourself on that kind of a journey. Just Bharat Mata Ke Jai is not good enough. You should become brand ambassadors of the institution that Swami Vivekananda talked about. Institution, Bharat as a country is an institution, or the institution that has given you that great amount of knowledge with fantastic lineup of professors here. Okay? Did anybody notice this picture? What's so big about this? Everything is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Our rockets, our engineers, it will be launched from India, unlike the previous, the person who went to moon, great achievement that time, but this is how India has transformed. This happened just 2 days back. Prime Minister went and, congratulated the 4 astronauts who will be going to the moon, the first ever mission out of India. I hope you know, maybe you're not even born, the previous astronaut was launched from, I think, Russia or somewhere. So the last message, I think, is the responsibility is not just with the management. Responsibility with you as proud students of VIPSTC. to keep the VIPS flag flying high always, wherever you are. You may go for your MTech or MS or wherever, maybe out of your VIPS, ensure that you carry that fantastic brand ambassador image of VIPS. Because that is how the organization will grow. That is how your value proposition will grow. Okay? So that's all. I thought I wanted to share some, sort of a beginning. But I'll tell you the background about why we got in Subbu. Sometime back, I think about 6 months to 8 months back, me and Vinit Ji were sitting with the chairman. I asked him, what is the single biggest thing that worries you? Or what is the single biggest thing that you want to see VIPS institution excel in? He said, help us in placements. I think finally the proof of the pudding is in the eating, right? The fantastic BTech degree that you will carry in the next, let's say, 12 months to 18 months from now, if you are able to get a job or you are able to become a great entrepreneur, innovate, and become an unicorn, I think that's what we are here. He said, let us start this journey. And I invited Subramanya Desai, he has some fantastic experience in both in setting up startups from scratch and in large companies like Honeywell and companies and some of his experience. So I've been telling him that HR human rock stars, okay? I don't want to forget that. So the rock stars like you, in next 18 months, the environment will change. The AI for all strategy will kick in that Modi ji is putting in. Okay, so things will dramatically change by the time you really get the certificate in hand. So I told Subbu that keep that in mind and ensure that we reskill or add skills to the champions of change like you to ensure that once you get out, either you are in maximum demand as much possible. Okay, so I just want to thank Subbu. He's a very busy man. In fact, his son is tomorrow. I have to come today, so that's why he said I can do my lecture till 4 o'clock, and he's catching a late night flight. So thank you, Subbu, for coming in, and I am 100% sure that you'll gain significantly from Subbu's experience, and also my spiritual friend Madhav Bisaji. I think I wouldn't call him a AI expert. When he calls me, he said Jai Shri Ram, and on Saturday he usually calls, can we go to a Shiva temple close by? That's the connection that I have with Madhav. It's not about AI. We don't talk about AI because we are all experts in AI. So, and he's also rightly dressed today. So thank you, Madhav ji, and thank you Kalpana. Right? So, Kamana, for bringing in Kamana, and you're going to gain significantly. And believe me, and also you need to remember, today is the start of the journey. I don't have any offer letters in my pocket, okay? Neither Subbu has, nor Harshji has, nobody has. But we are going to get you up to speed in the next semester or so, because I'm already in the background talking to companies like Deloitte, EY, Google, and such companies who can, set up their placement here, because with the same set of people, I do some work in IIM Shillong and IIM Bangalore, and because they're all well established. So the same set of people, we do some workshops in those institutions. The same people will come here as we move forward in the next 6 months or so. So we are preparing you for the placement season, which will start this year end. Okay, this is a journey. There is no magic is going to happen tomorrow. But I think these three people are going to share what will make you strong-footed on this journey. Okay, thank you very much, and look forward to, I think tomorrow I'm here. Hi everyone. Morning. Are you able to hear me? Yeah? Are you able to hear me?
Good morning. Won't work. Happy morning. He just mentioned rock stars. Where are the rock stars? I'm asking you. See, let me clarify one thing, right? I mean, I'm going to break this session into two pieces, right? Because we made commitment to Madhav sir and team that they will probably, I mean, they'll do a program from 11:45 to 1. So I will stop at 11:45 as we start, and then probably post lunch I will wake you up again, right? So again, from 11:45 to 1, they will take over. So that is how we will break it. So my first part of the session would basically be a bit of discovery, because I want to know who you are, and you will also get to know who I am, right? And one thing is for sure, I'm a very lazy guy. I'm making it very clear. So when you have a lazy speaker, what does it mean? Activities. That means you will work till 4 o'clock. You people will be working, and I will be lazing around. I'll just anyway keep looking at you and then keep smiling at you and then go away. Is that okay? If you're all, how old are you? 20, 21. There is no energy. I want to see energy. I want to see energy, and I mean, you're talking to a 50-plus-year-old man, so I would want you to show more energy than what I am able to put in here. Is it possible? Yes? Okay. So, who wants to be placed? Who wants to be placed in good companies? In average companies, in bad companies? Only one person wants to be placed in bad company. I don't know what he means by bad company. Okay, but most of you lifted your hands for good companies. Yes? So what does that mean is the expectation from you? If you want to join good company, see, please remember that I have been a recruiter all through my life. Let me clarify again. I am a hardcore recruiter. Okay, I have headhunted talent. I have hired talent. I have gone to, you can name the campus in this country, I have gone to those campuses. Okay, and if this is the response rate, trust me, I will walk out with no offers to this place. Zero. There are a lot of campuses. I have walked out, like my flight was at 9 o'clock. I left the campus at 2 o'clock. He said, I'm not going to recruit here. One of the fundamental reasons is energy. You are a fresh graduate. We know what you know because you are showing your marks card. We already know. If you have got 8.5, you are okay. You are 9.2, you are good. And the classification is already done. So what are we looking for? Why do I have to come all the way to sit in front of you and do an interview? There are a lot of companies that basically ask for a list, grade list, make offers. We've never been one of them. We've spoken to people. So when we talk to people, what is the expectation? If you want to, again coming back to the old question, if you want to join good companies, what should you be?
Skillful that the things they want.
Okay. What they want, okay.
And then other job description, what they offer, what they are offering.
Okay, what else? Skills.
Innovative minds.
Innovative minds, okay. Somebody is getting creative. What else?
Bring value to the table.
Bring value to the table, okay. So you're all answering your own expectations, right? The fundamental answer, yep. mindset. I think one of the most important things that we see in the campuses is how much do they participate in the process. I was just saying participate. When people ask you questions, participate. Please remember that every corporate walks into an organization, they make a presentation. Yes or no? Of the process, they make a presentation. When they leave that presentation hall, they have made up their mind. Please remember this. If I have a recruiter like me, if I have 300 positions to fill and I come into WIP and do this presentation and I leave this place, of the 300 positions, I decide whether I want to make 5 offers or 2 offers. Very simple. And sometimes if I have to make only 2 offers, I won't come to your campus. Okay, I will call somebody and say, give me 2 of your best students, I will release the offer. So you decide whether you want to get 2 offers for this organization or you want 2 offers. And that happens when you are in a gathering, when you participate, when you pour out information and say, show your presence. That is what I mean. I will also tell you one more thing. I mean, we have a beautiful question here. It's a myth. Campus placement is a seasonal activity. How many of you think campus placement is a seasonal activity? Okay, 1. Okay, if campus placement is not a seasonal activity, then what is it? Year long. Who said that? Year long? Okay, it's an year long activity. Absolutely. So whose job is it? Campus placement is the responsibility of whose role in the organization, in this campus? Students. Okay. The answer is right. Okay, the reason why I keep saying this is in the last 25 years of my corporate career, because last 5 years I've been on my own. In 25 years, in some of the best campuses, I have not met a placement officer. I'll be honest, I have not met a placement officer at all. So who is doing all the work? The students. Okay. Now we will do a 3-minute activity because I'll give you time to think. Okay. If students are supposed to do all the activities, what are the activities that you think are needed by the students to perform for a placement season that is 18 months from now? So you get 3 minutes to do. How many of you have not brought pen and paper? All of you have? Okay. So I give you 3 minutes. So this is how the day is going to be. I told you I am lazy. काम आपको ही करना पड़ेगा. Okay. You get 3 minutes to tell me what are the set of things that you will do. So what I will do is I'll take your information and represent it back to you and leave. Okay, the time starts now. You only get 180 seconds, 3 minutes. Some people must be thinking classroom was better. आराम से बैठे रहते हैं, right? Done? Good. How many of you are yet to do? Complete? How many of you have already done? Okay, this entire row. This side? Very good. Okay, so we will come to this topic again later. Post lunch, we will have a discussion. Right, I have another question. How many of you are from AI? Okay. How many of all of you are from AI? No? How many of you are from the VLSI? Not here.
We have this AI data science, AI machine learning and internet of things, industrial internet of things.
Okay, industrial and okay. The next question, the next activity for you. How many of you have mobile phones? Very good. So, our country is making a lot of progress, right? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So, how many of you use phone for being on social media? For being. Okay. How many of you use the phone for just watching things on social media? Being is different from watching, right? I'm not on Facebook, but I'm happy to see somebody else's comments. I don't want the comments. How many of you are passive, just browsers, right? Like there are people in WhatsApp group who will only look at the messages, they will not post, right? And they also get offended if they post, nobody offended. So they say, oh, yaar, why get into this, right? No maramari, right? How many of you are passive browsers? Hands up. Okay, so we have active users more than passive users, which is a good sign, right? We are all making progress. Right, now my third question to you is, how many of us use this device for educational purposes? Be honest. Be honest. Because I'm going to catch you for the wrong set of things. Okay, how many of you are using this for educational purposes? Okay, significant. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions after this. So be prepared. Okay, I have recorded. I know who have lifted the hand. I'm going to come back to you. Okay, now we will do one more set of activity for 3 more minutes. Okay, so you please write down what kind of educational activities you have used your phone for. Educational activities, because you would have convinced your father, Dad, if I don't have a phone, I will not clear the exam. Right? Abhi dekhte hain what you use this phone for. I am coming to a very important point after this. Okay. Be honest, if you have not used it for any good reason, it's okay, right? I have, honestly, I have not used for any educational purpose. I am only there on Facebook and Twitter. Utna काम phone से. Then of course me and Uday ji, we keep arguing over the HR issue, and that is heavily used for that. See, some people are thinking, have I ever used it? Done? It's not so difficult, right? Okay. And the last activity for another 3 more minutes, I don't want anyone opening your phones. Okay, I don't want anybody opening your phones. I want you to write 4 companies on various subjects that you are doing. 4 companies in Gurgaon. 4 companies in Gurgaon that are hiring on artificial intelligence and data science, machine learning, and 4 companies without browsing. You're not going to ask Google now, right? If you have used it for educational purposes, you should have known these at least 3 or 4 companies. How many of you don't know? Can you just raise your hand? How many of you have no clue about which are the 4 companies? Be honest, this is the best time. It's like we say moment of truth, right? Moment of truth. Okay, some people of you, many of you are honest. Others, I am hoping that you know. Okay, thank you. I really want you to, let me clarify, don't write companies like Wipro, Infosys, that I can write everything these companies do. I am asking specifically some good product companies where hiring is happening. Please remember, when Wipro Infosys hires, they hire like truckloads. Correct. And then you don't know whether you will be working on AI/ML later, right? Or you will say, "Itna kaam kiya on AI for 4 years and मैं इधर full stack कर रहा हूँ," right? All this is going to happen. It's part of the season. Okay, the reason why we did this exercise, we'll anyway have a little debate after Madhavji's and Kamnaji's session, is because please remember that by the end, when you are getting into the actual campus placement season and you don't know which is your dream company that you want to work for, you wasted 4 years, my friends. You wasted 4 years, because the regret doesn't happen. Okay, I got into some company, 4 saal beet gaya, then you will say, did I do AI for this? Yes, many of us will be sitting and doing testing. Think about it. The preparedness, many a times, please also remember, I have seen a lot of candidates, a lot of students from colleges, they track the companies they want to get into. Okay, and very interestingly, they also realize that some of these companies don't do campus placements. They don't even get into campuses. Okay, there is a lot of effort by the student to go meet product managers, HR, okay, and say, look, I'm interested. They're actually proactively doing things. Connect with the company and try to establish contact and get themselves hired. Okay, that is the reason I keep saying, the more proactive you are in campus placements, the better your chances to land in the right companies. Okay, it is not like whatever I get, I pocket it and move forward. It hits you later after 10 years or 15 years. So campus placement, again, I wanted to come down to this point, is not the job of a placement officer. They also have a role to play. Okay, and it is not just having spent so much time talking about you, right? It is also the job of the faculty members in the organization, especially when the college is new. Faculty have a role to play with the industry, trying to meet potential hiring managers, trying to field their best students as interns. There's a lot. We'll talk about those activities in the second part of my session. Right now we park, okay, and as I said, in these next 18 months, you people have a lot of work to do, because you will be the first batch who is going to be placed. There is a lot of work. Let me assure you that you and your juniors actually can set a path for the coming placement seasons in the future years. If you don't do it good now, you will set a very average path. Okay, and let me assure you, we'll also discuss a few things about how to influence a hiring manager, how to influence the HR people in the industry, how to influence the talent acquisition folks. There are now, industry has what we call URMs, University Relations Managers, right? How do you capture their imagination, saying that WIPS is the most happening college in Delhi and the best engineers come out of here? And let me tell you, one placement officer cannot do all this work. Some of the sharpest minds here, some of the smartest minds, and some of the very prominent people from this group can make a difference, because we've seen a lot of youngsters come and make a pitch to us. Okay, and as a TA head in many companies, sometimes we have gone out of our way to hire people from unknown colleges. Okay, please remember that every college starts from unknown to being best known, right? And it's a journey. And that journey is in your hands. It is not in anybody else's hands, it is in your hands. And let me also tell you, if you do it right, people, your juniors, will take a picture of yours and pray every day saying, these were the people who did it for us. Okay? So with that, I will stop this session here. I will, we'll do a break now. We will hand it over to okay, so yeah, if there is a, so after this, when you all come back with many of you have pen and paper, so we'll have a lot more interesting things to do, right? We will set the tempo for the next 18 months. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Subbu. So let me tell you, when Subbu said he is lazy, he is lying. He is not lazy. So, because I know him, he keeps chasing me on something or the other. Let's do this, something creative. He's into so many things that, he keeps being dragged. I know, in fact, we also did some G20, summits together in the South. So, but I think he set the right expectation for the second half of the session. So, do you want to take a quick 5-10 minutes break and then reassemble for two fantastic leaders who have come here to share their, insights on how this journey can be more exciting. I'm repeating again. Okay, maybe before we break, I want to tell you. I mean, real example. Okay, and I heard Subbu saying this. I was thinking, why I didn't know about this. One of my very close, I don't want to say who he is, youngster like you, who he passed out some 4 or 5 years back, okay, from one of the premium institutions, okay, and then he was made an offer by one of the top 3 colleges, top 3 companies. And then he is a computer science engineer, okay? This relative of mine, he's a computer science engineer. He got an offer. They did a mandatory one month, this what they call as induction training and things like that. Then they gave him the job. Okay, he reported in Chennai, very big company. I don't want to name the company also. He reported in Chennai. And then he started, he's a Bangalorean, so he was in Chennai. You know, when you go out of, your hometown, a struggle, right? You're already stressed, trying to live in a different city. So he started his job. And then, in these cubicles, all these big companies have cubicles. So he was sitting in this cubicle, and next cubicle, another person. So he started talking. He asked, where are you from, what engineer you are, said. So this person is a computer science engineer from a top institution. The other person is a mechanical engineer from another institution. So they realized that both of them are doing the same job. So this guy, his antennas went up. He went to the manager. This mechanical engineer is doing, or rather I am doing the same job that a mechanical engineer is doing. Why am I here? Why do you need my AI, fantastic AI and computer science degree to do the same job that a mechanical engineer job? That is what Subbu said. If you don't research, you will be landing up doing the same job that who is not really up to your own, standard in terms of qualification. So you need to do a research. So what he did, I'll tell you the complete story. What he did, he went to the manager, said, I'm giving you 1 month's time. If you don't change my job, if you don't change my assignment in the next 1 month, I'm quitting. The company could not give him a new job. He quit and he went. So the loss is for whom? No. Company will hire another thousands of people at the line, The loss is for you. You wasted 1 month, you wasted all the internship period and all those things. That is exactly the reason I think Subbu said, do your research, have a good idea of which is the dream company you want to work and what is the kind of role you want to be in that company. Otherwise, you will be sitting next to a civil engineer. He has done some course, SAP course or AI course or whatever, and you are doing the same job that he is doing. What is the point in studying in a fantastic college like VIPS? Right? If you're going to do a job done by some Bhagat Singh College, a mechanical engineer, correct? So that is why pay attention to what Subbu is going to do in the next second half. I think, as we said, this is a journey, but I think he is going to give you all the pointers for that. Okay? So let's take a quick 5-10 minute break so that Madhav and Kamana can get ready. Ma'am, you want to just break? How many minutes?
Students, website is asking you to write on the papers. Now you need to write your name, enrollment number on those papers, and you have to submit the papers to us after the session is over.
At NASSCOM. He is also board of member of Sukriti Mantra Sanstha. He is founder of SVA. I now request sir to please come and share your insights.
Good morning, students. Happy morning. Happy morning. I'll speak in English and Hindi. I would like to talk to you. Oh, they can hear. Can you hear me at the back? Can you hear me? Students, may I request you to settle down, please? Okay, we'll start now. So may I request students at the back to settle down, please? And you are my favorite. The backbenchers are my favorite because I was a backbencher some point of time. I'm not saying the front benches are not. So you heard Mr. Desai, you heard Mr. Juneja, Jay. and these are the people of wisdom, I would say. How many of you know the DIKW pyramid? How many? How many of you are aware? Can we increase the volume of this? Thank you. Guys, can you hear me? At the back? Okay, how many of you are aware of the DIKW pyramid? How many? No one, okay. Oh, you two, tell me. Yeah, your chance.
Okay, so DIKW in my terms it could be data. Data से information बनेगी, उससे knowledge and knowledge से the wisdom. So in that way our pyramid would be working. So maximum would be data, from that it would be lesser of the knowledge. उससे थोड़ी सी knowledge, उससे थोड़ी सी information निकलेगी. Information थोड़ी बहुत चीज retain करके knowledge and उससे एक wisdom जिस बात पे हम हमेशा चलेंगे ही.
Good, thank you, Vaibhav. I know your name. Okay. आप में से कोई जानता है इत्र क्या होता है? इत्र क्या होता है? इत्र क्या होता है? आपको मैं अगर गुलाब के फूल ला के दे दूं, आप उसको स्मेल करोगे. आपके लिए डेटा और इंफॉर्मेशन, नॉलेज की नॉलेज हो गया, पर आप इत्र लगा के दोगे तो आप दिन भर उसको महसूस करते रहोगे, है ना? वो विजडम है, और वो विजडम इन्होंने शेयर किया है. ठीक है, अब they have shared their wisdom, their knowledge in some sense. What we will do is to take you through the data and information, the aspects that are required. Okay, so I'll hand over to Kamna, my colleague. She leads the Future Skills unit for students in colleges and universities. She goes around the nation telling the people what are the opportunities there. She'll talk to you. What is it that it is required by you in order to make yourself job ready. Before the jobs, you need to be job ready. Hi Harshita, how are you doing? Good. Okay. How many of you have been in my sessions earlier? How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And why I remember her name only? I'm not biased, let me tell you. As a professor, I can never be biased. For me, every student is the same. So why I remember her name only? Tell me. Any ideas, any thoughts? There's another student, but she's not here right now. She's not here right now. But she was the one, both of them applied, and she went to some other organization, but she applied and we got Janvi as an intern at NASSCOM. Why? Why? Have you thought? Why? How many of you ask this question to yourselves every day in your life? Why I'm doing what I'm doing? There's a management technique called 5 whys. By the time you're at 3rd or 4th why, you already have answered everything. How many of you? If not, let's start today. Okay, we'll start today. Question. That's a hallmark of our civilization. Even the Vedas, they question, who is it that's running this entire show? That's the curiosity. And Kamna will discuss about that in some time. So over to you, Kamna. And I'll come back and answer the question, why Harshita or Janvi? Or even Vaibhav. You were there in my class. You were also there. I remember your face. You need to create some more branding for yourself. So, over to you,
Thank you, Mother. Good morning, all of you. WIP students, first of all, I am really privileged to be standing before you guys. It gives me great energy, especially after the very invigorating sessions by Mr. Subbu, very enlightening sessions by Mr. Uday and Mr. Harsh. Guys, do you know how privileged you are that you have a chance, you have an opportunity listen to these guys and learn from them. Are you aware of that? It's a privilege that you guys, they are making you ready for the industry. How many of you think it's a privilege that they... Okay, let me change the question. How many of you think it's not a privilege, it's just part of the course? No one. I'm glad. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before we start. My name is Kamna Jain. I work with NASSCOM. And what we do is... That's not what we do. Okay, so taking a cue from what Mr. Uday said, India's TechEd. Now, TechEd was a term which I'm proud to say was coined by NASSCOM. I don't know how many of you are aware of that, but we realized that with the technological advancements happening, the requirements of industry in terms of the talent that they're looking for is changing very fast. So we want to understand what is it that the industry is looking for so that the students can be prepared for what they're looking for. The old so we went to the industry, we told them, okay, what are the job standards that you want in terms of the future of work, the skills, the aptitude. Once we got those from the industry, we went to the training providers, we got those courses. Then we went to the government to get those courses accreditized, so that when you're doing a degree, we are not telling you to do something extra. We tell the government that, okay, give these courses credits, so that once you do these courses, you get credits which go towards your degree. So you're also learning a skill which is making you industry ready, and it's also part of your course. So you are not studying something extra outside. And then once you do those courses, we have a Talent Connect portal where you can put in your resumes and your skills, and we have a 3,200 member base who come there to look for talent and scout for talent. So that's a brief of about what we do. I'll just move forward. So, as we move towards the goal of $1 trillion digital economy, who is going to make it happen?
Somebody said us. I like that.
I like that. Absolutely. Mr. Subbu asked how many of you want to be placed. I have another question. How many of you want to be entrepreneurs? You want to set up your own businesses? Lovely. At least there's a 20% group here that wants to start their own business. That's great. You can job providers, and you'll be contributing much more to the value of, to the idea of that inevitable India. Whether you're in a job, whether you are a job giver, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have people working for you, all will need digital skills, right? But do we have those digital skills right now? Do we have the digital skills that we require to be the Vikasit Bharat of 2047? Let me just take you there. There is a 25% gap in what the industry is looking for and where we are at the moment. The gap has been reducing, but the technology has been moving so fast that if we don't scale up, if we don't do what it takes, the skill gap is going to increase. And by 2027, it will rise from 25% to 28%. Take a moment to absorb that. 25% gap is a huge gap. I believe you all are AI, data scientists and IoT specializing in these fields, right? Do you know currently what is the gap in the talent supply for AI? Any guesses? I'm talking about India. There's a 50% gap. So whether we're talking about Internet of Things, whether we're talking about big data, whether we're talking about AI, there is a 50% gap in what industry is looking for and what you guys are learning. So you need to Basically, it depends on you to make sure that this gap is reduced, and it is so much reduced that there is no gap. Any questions? Yes, please.
For example, if we go for AI, they first focus on the foundational skills like Python and SQL as a whole, and then they do the job of the AI. So, what I want to ask is like, how do you project ourselves to the company or to the startup that yes, even if you hire us free of cost, we will give our hours, but you hire us. So, how do we convince them of that? Let us have some experience in that area. Like, if we go for an engineer, they say you should know Python. But as a Python, they give us Flask, Django, but we want to work on analytics, Pandas. Like, these are the libraries of Python for AI. So, I want to ask my how do you predict ourselves to the startup concern that yes, we can bring something to this higher level?
What's your name? Keshav. That's a very good question. Let me repeat your question so that I understand what you're asking for. You were saying that if you have a skill in AI, how do you let the company know that you have that skill and they should hire you?
Yes.
Any answers? Or should anybody has any thoughts on that? If you have a skill, it is your responsibility to showcase that skill. And how will you do it? You will create some projects. You will create some app based on the language that you know. You'll create some algorithms. You'll put it on GitHub. You will put it on your LinkedIn resume. As Subbu rightly said, you will research which are the companies who are doing that kind of work. You will send your project to those companies. So you have to stand out from all your classmates over here.
Yes.
So you have to do that extra work. So your hackathons, so when you're doing your research, if you find out that there are some hackathons that are happening, you take part in those. It is your responsibility to showcase what you have, and make the recruiter or the company notice you. And that's not very difficult if you have the skill and if you can demonstrate that you have that skill. That will happen through projects, that will happen through hackathons, through your research. You reach out and you have X number of projects that are very well executed. You know, there was a case where a student highlighted to one of the companies, top three, one of the FANGs, that there is a error in your program, and that person got a job in that company. So it depends on you how proactive you are and how you do your research. Showcase. Does that answer your question? Any other questions? Yes.
I think I can also add up some solution to this, that we can learn in public. And I think that is a very nice thing to do. I have learned that from a creator on YouTube. He used to post productive things. So he taught me that you should learn in public. If I am learning in public, that also makes me that he is a consistent person. He works on productivity at a certain age. So he thinks about his growth and his growth towards the followers he has.
Absolutely. What's your name?
Prashant.
So Prashant, what you're saying is, if you have something, you put out your content on social media, teaching others.
Yeah, right.
That's a very good point. I think Prashant has.
And also people think that how to make connections. So if someone like you said that you are on Twitter and Facebook. So if my video got viral, so he got to know about me. So whenever if he's the one who is placing me, so yeah, it's a very nice thing to do.
So use social media not to scroll,
yeah,
but use it wisely to showcase yourself and your learnings and your skills.
There are a lot of tech rooms right on GitHub. There are a lot of
yeah, correct. Yeah, there are a lot of social media groups that focus on technology. I think make yourself visible ask questions, answer some of the questions that come up. And just to add to, you know the game of kabaddi, right? Right. We say that when the raider comes in, you have to let him in, right? Only then catch him. So if you want to go in, you play to their game, and once you go in, you can change the rules of the game. But you please remember, you can't be outside and try to change something. It just doesn't happen. We have to play to the rule. Like, you want to get into this company, you can't say, I know this technology, you adapt it, because you are, at least for now, you may look too small, right? So instead you learn what this company, and it's not so difficult to learn today, right? You learn, get in, and then probably say there's a better way of doing it. A lot of us try to change from standing outside and trying to change. It doesn't work that way.
Thank you, Mr. Subbu. Any other questions? I think when you ask questions, these are the questions that your peers have. I'm sure some of you also have those questions, and it helps in your learning and just getting that extra edge over others. So any other questions, or should I move ahead? Right. So Mr. Uday said very nice, he touched upon a topic that will AI take my job. Is that a question that any of you have in your mind? No, this is a very good group, very intelligent group.
To me, AI is not actually getting a job. It is only a tool.
Yeah, so AI is a tool. So my only submission here is that a person who knows how to use this tool will probably get the job. So if you don't know how to use the AI tool, the latest tools that are coming up, and that means you constantly keep learning. I think that is one thing that each and every speaker before me has highlighted, that we need to continuously learn, unlearn and relearn. And just to give you an example from my own life story, I am a pass out from the Indian Institute of Mass Communication. I did English journalism. And then I moved into, I was in a television house. I was a trainee correspondent there. And then I realized that is not something that I, running around politicians and taking their bites and running around, that is not something that I want to do. So I switched to research. Research that was basically reaching out to IT leaders, understanding their IT requirements and getting them the leads to actually meet those needs. From there I moved into research, where we're working with companies like Bank of America and Deloitte and all. So basically what we do there is we learn how to present the data in a form which is easy to understand. And from there into research, so there was a constant new learning of skills. And I'm sure that if you just depend on what you have learned in this course, there's not a long way that you will go. So just have an open mind that you're going to constantly keep learning new things and upgrading your arsenal, as they say, as you move along. So we know AI is everywhere. Healthcare, manufacturing, retail, banking, utilities. There is no aspect of untouched by AI. So you have a very sound footing as you enter the workforce. But it depends on you how you take it forward. As we move, as AI takes over some of the automated jobs, there are new jobs that are going to come up. This is a very important slide. As somebody rightly said, that AI is a tool. So if you work with ChatGPT, it is only as good as your prompt. If your prompt is not good, you're not going to get the right answer. AI, ChatGPT or other tools, they have a tendency to hallucinate. So you give them a prompt which is not good, you will not get the right answer. As AI becomes more and more important, ethics, governance, those are the things that are becoming more and more important. New jobs are coming up, but you need to be prepared for those. And I'm here to talk about industry expectations. I think in terms of technical knowledge, you all must be way ahead of me, but since I talk to the industry a lot, let me tell you what I hear from them. Creative thinking, problem solving, analytical thinking, lifelong learning. As they say, you know, I asked someone, would you prefer aptitude or attitude when you hire a candidate? And they said, attitude is more important. Aptitude will teach the skills, but the candidate has to have the right attitude. Your communication skills. I don't know how many of you realize, but with English as your major language, you all have the ability to converse with some of your, you know, other, I would say, compatriots in tier 2 or tier 3 cities. They have to overcome those constraints when they're entering the workforce. But you guys have an advantage. Make use of that. Work on your collaboration skills. Work on your communication skills. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. So when I say ask questions, if you don't ask questions, either you know everything or you're too shy to ask. Any questions? Anyone has any doubts on this? What's your name?
Yash. You said there is a gap between skills in the industry and what we are actually learning, and these are the skills that are actually required. So how do we develop them and show the recruiter that we actually know these things?
Okay, they're two separate things. One is a technical skill and one is a soft skill. So when companies are hiring, they will judge you for your tech skills. They will also judge you for your soft skills, which is like your creative thinking. So they'll give you some problems. So you have to be in that frame of mind to challenge yourself every day with new problems and think. That's your asset. When machines do a lot of work, which is like automated, you as a human bring that human creativity. So when I say demand and supply gap, that is between what is available in the market and what is required from the industry. That's a separate thing. And soft skill is something that you need to develop because that's going to be your advantage over machines. There are basically three things that that we hear from the industry. So one is your tech skills. One is your soft skills, and the third skill, very importantly, is domain skills. So you have some knowledge about a domain. For example, if you want to enter into the automobile industry, just having an AI knowledge will not help you to write the code to run that car properly. You need to know how that combustion engine works, or you need to know how the car works so that you can write the code accordingly. So we have moved away from that age where you just had the AI and you need to develop your soft skills. You need to have at least one domain skill, and that is of course dependent on what is your interest area. So don't follow what your peers are going after. You identify what is your interest, work on that, develop a domain, develop at least a ground of some domain knowledge. Your tech knowledge is there, and soft skills is something that you need to constantly work on. I hope you answered your question. There was somebody over there. Yeah. Just come. Yeah. What is right attitude? The question is, what is the right attitude? I will request Subbu to answer that question. What is the right attitude, Subbu?
Good question.
Oh no, there's a mic here. There's a mic here.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you a little bit of this HR gyan. Okay. When you want to achieve anything in life, like you set some goal, right? We require competence. This is a very strong word, right? We say this guy is not competent to do this job, right? You will call an electrician and that fellow messes it up for you. Then you say his competence gadbade. So actually it's a very strong but a very commonly used word. But technically if you dissect it, right, you have competency, skills, knowledge and attitude, right? Like if you take an example of a carpenter will require skills. He has to cut the wood, he has to saw it, he has to, those are skills. Then what is the knowledge? If he wants to make a chair, he should know how a chair should look like. That is knowledge, right? And then the third one is attitude. Third one is, when we say attitude, he needs to have patience. Okay, you pick the wrong wood, it breaks down, then you need a lot of patience to fix it back. Right? For example, if you are looking at typical attitude required for a software engineer, we say patience. You know that is an attitude. You will have to show a lot of assertion in your discussion with your client. Right? These are the attitude where you are measured. Like when you are attending these interviews, right? People will basically look at we always use one particular word called learning attitude. Like people are, have you learned anything? Like in the 4 years, apart from your curriculum and answering and, have you learned anything? Because industry says, if people with a learning attitude, they do very well, especially when you are looking at new skills. Right? And if that is the attitude, you should say, I have learned this is the new skill that I have acquired. All this is when your attitude is there for learning, then the skills get acquired. So that is where we say attitude is a very, very important word. People are measuring you on that. Right? You are smart, you are dynamic. Like you come across as a very lazy person, right? That means your attitude towards work is lazy. Right? That is how people are going to demarcate your attitude. Okay, the other two, please remember one thing, it's easier to acquire knowledge because you can read, you can browse, you can see everything. Skills can be learned, but attitude requires a lot of correction time. So attitude is how they measure, because it's not easy to mend attitude, it's easier to add skills into the person. Is that okay? My answer. Thanks.
Thank you.
Let me try a couple of examples. I think it is very apt, and thanks for sharing that this thing. But how I measure and learn, the attitude by giving you one very, very small example and a story. As I said, carpenter, the example. There was a very skilled carpenter. Very, very skilled carpenter, and he was working, with a king, okay? And he was known for his skill, he was known for his beautiful articulation, architecture, and whatever job given to him was excellent. He always, learned, from whatever I think he did. And he improvised himself. Now he was about to retire. He told the king, I'm going to retire. And I'm going to go and, settle down in the mountains and whatever he wants to do. But the king said, just one last project I want to give you. Make a beautiful house for me. So it's a good learning which defines the attitude, and I'm just adding that. Listen to this carefully. He says, give me just one last beautiful piece which I would remember for my life, the king said to the carpenter. And the carpenter said, I'm going to retire, what I'm going to do. And he was a beautiful architecture. This guy he completed that project in 1 month. But it was not to that skill. He was not 100% happy. But he said, "Chalo, mera kaam khatam ho gaya. Now I'm retired." Absolutely good. And on the D-Day, when he was about to retire, the king said, "Here is the key. This is for you." And this guy was shocked. If I had known this was for me, I would have put in more extra efforts. I would have put in more things which I had learned and ideated, for others. So what do you learn from this? You learn from this is that consistently do not drop. You do not know when it is yours. Your attitude in all respect, whether you're working, you are at home, you're with your friends, who's going to watch you, monitor you, doing what? So your attitude is what is watched, right? Nothing more. And another question was on learning. Now, I give an example of the 4 quadrant, as you said, 4 quadrant. I got different 4 quadrants of learning. The first step in learning, I think somebody asked, how do you step by step go on learning? Now, listen to this carefully because there are words and words needs to be understood. First and the foremost thing is, we all are not competent, right? Yes, we are not competent. We learn over a period of time and become competent. So the first thing you should understand is there is a uncautious incompetency. So everybody is incompetent and you are uncautious about it. So this is the one quadrant. Have you understood? You are uncautious about it and you are incompetent. मेरे को नहीं पता मतलब ये क्या होता है कुछ नहीं होता and all that stuff. So I give a typical example of driving, which was given. you do not feel there is a need to be learning how to drive. Right. Okay. Now, when you are unconscious and incompetent, it is not even the first step. The first step is when you are cautious and you are incompetent. You become cautious. I need to learn. Be it AI, be it anything, but you are yet incompetent. That's the first step towards it. Okay? So from an unconscious incompetency, you become a cautious, but you are incompetent. Third step, third quadrant, which is very, very important. And when you reach that quadrant, you start searching on the web, you start searching on this thing, which is cautious competence. You are cautious that yes, you need to learn and you become competent, but you are cautious competent. What is cautious competent example? You learn driving, but when you change the gear, your steering moves. So you have learned, you become, a learned, you are cautious. You're cautious but competent. What is the fourth stage and the final stage is? You are unconsciously competent. Even if you are talking, even if you are walking, you're walking straight, you're driving, you're changing, you're setting the music tone, you're even sometimes watching on the phone. So that unconsciously competent. Try to reach that stage on whatever learning you are having, and these are the steps to follow. I would repeat for the sake. You are first unconsciously incompetent, right? You're not knowing. Then you become cautious, but you are yet incompetent. Then you are unconsciously competent. And the last is you are the third is you are cautiously competent, and then is your uncautious competent. So you need to have your thing कि रात को भी चले जाओ phone उठाओ हाँ इधर Facebook है इधर WhatsApp है इधर वो है. So your AI also should teach you that. So that's how you develop the skills one after the other. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think you're answering your question. You had a question. Great. Just move to the next slide. Unless there's another question. I'll now just take a minute to talk about Future Skills Prime, which is our platform, which is basically a platform where we've put together courses from industry on professional skills, that is soft skills, as well as technical skills. So we have courses on design thinking, we have courses on creative problem solving, collaboration, communication. These are some of the courses that I have taken myself that I'm happy to recommend. If you guys have the time, you must go through them. We have a digital 101 literacy program where you get a very basic idea about all technology. So whether it's cyber, do you think you need to have an idea about cyber security? Anyone thinks you can do without cyber security? Why do you need cyber security? To learn about cyber security? It's a very quiet group now. Suddenly all the energy is gone out. Absolutely, definitely, yes.
Whenever we are building any AI-based product, the data is very important to be secure, because most of the data are sourced out from private sources, and we have to respect the client customer data. So that's why cybersecurity measure is very essential.
Yeah, absolutely. So not just for businesses, but for you yourself as individuals, you need to be very, very careful so that your identity is not stolen, your accounts are not hacked. So all this, because AI brings a lot of functionality, not just to you, but to hackers and people who can use that information to actually do some mischief. So cybersecurity knowledge is very important. So we have all those courses. We have courses on RPA. I think I'll hand it to Madhav to bit about.
Okay. So thank you, Kamna, for this Future Skills Prime. So as Kamna already said earlier in her speech, that this is not something extra. This is not something extra. So what you're reading, you're studying in your college right now, in your curriculum. What it does is that on this platform, you will have the industry people putting in that curriculum. Okay. How many of you think that you can be great Python programmers? How many of you? How many of you? You can be good Python programmers and great Python programmers. How many of you? And why do you say so? Why?
Yes, sir.
Why do you say so? How long time? How much time? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Class 9. Lovely. No. That's Python's what you can say functionality or advantage. What is it that you bring to the Python programming?
The basic work was already. We have to just actually do with Python programming is beyond. So already the base system that is how
Good. Thank you. Great. But one thing is there. I don't need a Python programmer in my team. If I have to build an AI product, I don't need a Python programmer in my team. I can go to Gemini, I can go to ChatGPT or many others out there and just get what I want. So, how many of you have tried that out? How many of you have tried getting codes from ChatGPT and all? Oh, ma'am, you know when you give them the assignments, you know where the codes are coming from. You know this. And how many of you have verified whether these are correct? Okay. Have you got 100% results always? Never. Then why are you still trying? Waste of time?
It's like 98% right, but 2 to 3% you have to correct it.
And how can you quantify that?
Because I have verified that.
How many times did you do that? I'm going to ask all this question because you gave me a number. Give me a ration about those numbers. Sit down. You don't have to stand up. Huh?
So, when I code for, I need a code for some situation, random, I have to, this more चीज को लिखना है. So from that I have to use that. So उसके लिए मैं use कर रहा हूँ उसके अंदर starting line ठीक है, second line ठीक है, third line ठीक है. एक दो जगह पर कुछ ना कुछ error मतलब हमें debug करना पड़ेगा उसको जो कि not for as our standards होगा.
Okay. I'll ask you another question, and I'll ask questions. I'm not here to answer questions that you have, but I'll come back to you in a moment. How many of you know about Porter's value chain? Have you heard of this name, Michael Porter? Anybody? Guys, you're in AI. Come on. How many of you know about Alan Turing? वो इमिटेशन के पे बेनेडिक्ट कम्बरबैच ने एक एक्टिंग की थी, उस पे मत जाना. उसके अलावा किसी को पता है ट्यूरिंग ने क्या किया था? You know? I trust you on that. So, have you heard of Michael Porter? Perhaps he was the best business strategist who was living now, right now. So he's there. And his book on strategy is the ultimate book for us, all of us in business. Now, the reason I'm saying is this. You cannot, and I would go to this extent to say it's a sin that you think AI is different from business. It's a tool, it's a great tool. But where will you use it? I give you a hammer. Does that mean that you're going to go and start hammering everywhere? Why I mentioned Porter's value chain? Have you ever thought what you're doing, where is going to be used? कि नहीं यार ऐसे पैसे अच्छे मिलते हैं यार, कोर्स कर लेते हैं, अच्छी खासी सैलरी मिल जाएगी, 10-15 लाख मिल जाएंगे शुरू के अंदर, AI के अंदर जाते हैं, काम करते हैं. Have you ever thought why AI? What it can do? Have you ever thought किसका फायदा क्या करने का? So many times when our parents, and I went through that also, okay, I'm not saying that I also went through that when they say, we question them, मैं क्यों करूँ ये? And in your mind, even when your principal or teacher or anybody says that you do this, why should I do this? But you don't verbalize it. Why? A, because you are fearful of repercussions. B, because you don't want want to sound impolite to the teachers because you know your marks are dependent on that. अगर teacher mood खराब हो गया गया तुम्हारा number. ठीक है? And corporate life is not that different. But you politely ask. Have you ever asked? Coming back to the question that I asked, do you know what 5 whys? Porter's value chain. Before you get into AI, start thinking where AI is applied. How many of you have actually gone ahead and done a research on industry first, domains, and then gone through the use cases? Because I know the moment I talk about use cases, you'll be able to work out. जैसे Python programming करेंगे step आ जाएगा. So you can go back to the skills slide, please.
Yes.
Skills slide, please. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Creative thinking. You know, technology literacy is 3rd. AI and big data is 7th skill. And this is something that we worked along with World Economic Forum. You understand what creative thinking, analytic thinking is? The gentleman there who has been programming since class 9, he understands that, he knows that. But he's, as you say, he's unconsciously competent in that. He doesn't know it. तू रोड़ी है भाई, तेरे को नहीं पता. वो बोलते हैं ना, तू रोड़ी है, तेरे को नहीं पता. वो वाली बात है. ठीक है? So, how many of you, now your first homework, you go out today of this session, these sessions, you're going to get Porter's value chain Googled, number 1. Take that, take any industry, any domain, go deep dive and see what are the applications of AI there. Data science and AI, because without data science there's no AI. There's a machine doing data science is AI. Okay, we do statistical stuff out there. Regression हमको बनाना पड़ेगा, y is equal to ax plus b, straight line निकालनी है. वो चीज मशीन करती है ना, यही है ना AI basically. और AI क्या है? Does AI work in isolation? What do you mean by an AI expert? Can anybody tell me what is the definition of an AI expert? You guys are from AI, all of you. I can speak. It's my home turf. AI. Just want to add a piece of information. I'm a maths graduate and an MBA. Okay, I'm not an engineer, but I'm an AI expert. I can say that. Why? Just because I work in last 4 years, in 4, 5, 7, 10, whatever years in AI, would that make me an AI expert? Do you think knowing technology and working with technology is going to give you any edge over others? Yes or no? Yes? Oh, yes. Sure. How?
Sir, I think, if I know what technology and if I work on it, I will know much more better than my colleagues.
More better, these are all comparative, very qualitative, no quantitative. Corporate world, you have to be quantitative. Why do you think? Now you bring me any technologies in the world. My simple question would be, sir, इसका application कहाँ हुई है? मैडम इसकी application मेरे को बताओ. ये काम कैसे करती है? वो तो ठीक है, मेरे को नहीं जाना इसके अंदर. भाई तुमने जो एल्गोरिथम लगाया है, डीप लर्निंग का लगाया, न्यूरल नेटवर्क करे, RNN, CNN सब लगा दिया आपने. करता क्या है, बोलना क्या चाहते हो, वो सुना ना 3 Idiots में, कहना क्या चाहते हो, तो सिंप्लीफाई करना पड़ेगा ना अपने को. You are right. I'm not saying you are incorrect. You are correct. All I want to say is that fine tuning, like you fine tune models in AI. Correct. You do the fine tuning of models. That's what you need to fine tune. So the homework, and I'll come back to all of you. I'll know who has attended these sessions. So homework is Porter's value chain. Take one, insurance, retail. Doesn't matter, it's life insurance, general insurance, retail, CPG, any of the sectors that you have seen over here. Because there are no sectors in this entire business ecosystem which are not touched by AI. Take any, even if it's environment and sustainability, there are AI applications there. Even if it's responsible AI, of course, there are so many. Okay? Then, the reason I'm saying is this, then you'll get to know when you start researching this. When you start researching, you'll get to know where your interest area lies. It's just not that you get into top 10 IT companies in the world. Okay. There are companies like the sectors which consume IT, the analog sector. If you look at that's what we call digital sectors and analog sectors, CPG retail, BFSI, healthcare. The applications of AI there are immense. So what you need to do is to understand the applications of AI first, how it's done, and of course, the course that you're going through, what you're studying over here, it will help you to give you that technical knowledge. It will create the foundation. But to strengthen the foundation, I would suggest that you pick up some courses on future skills. So design thinking, for example. What is design thinking? Can anybody tell me? I'm talking to students, not experts, because I know you are experts. Design thinking, is it thinking about design? I'll count till, let's say, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
We have
8,
some answers.
9. Yeah.
It's a problem technique, how you solve it.
आपको इतनी देर क्यों लगी? डर रहे थे कि गलत हो जाओगे सबके सामने? मैं भी यहाँ पे खड़ा हूँ, मुझे पता है मैं सब सच नहीं बोल सकता, सच तो बोलता हूँ मैं, पर बात यह है कि मुझे पता है कि इन्फॉर्मेशन कम हो सकती है. I can make myself look as stupid, but if you are afraid of that, then there's no fun in going out and work. And I'll ask so many questions. All I have is questions. Good, thank you. It's a problem solving technique.
First step.
It's the right, correct answer. No, sir, you don't have to call it. No. You don't have to clarify. She's smart. She's smart. Did I say that you cannot use Google? अभी हम सब सेशन कर रहे थे, बहुत जने अपने फोन पे लगे हुए थे व्हाट्सएप पे, भाई क्या यार बोर कर रहे हैं यार, भाई ये क्या हो रहा है, क्या बोल रहे हैं, ऊपर सारा OST हो रहा है, ये ब्रेक कब होगा, ब्रेक भी नहीं दिया यार, ये सब हो गया, ये हो रहा था ना यार. मैं आप जैसा ही हूँ, चिंता मत करो, मैं बहुत अच्छी तरह जानता हूँ. पर किसी ने फोन लेके ये नहीं कहा, एजुकेशन पर्पस के लिए यूज नहीं किया, देखने के डिजाइन थिंकिंग क्या है. मैंने आपको रोका था? नहीं ना. For example, in my team, I tell guys, I need this. This is my objective. This is what success looks like. This is it. Bring in a plan. सर हमको आता नहीं, तो मैंने कहा भाई AI में है तो AI यूज करना. I actually kicked that person out of my team. Please sit down. There's nothing wrong to use AI to answer, but your academic integrity will depend upon how you thought through it. Okay. Good. But you're smart. You took a place where you're sitting with an expert. Right place, right time, right person. Good. That's smart. So, hey, hi Janvi, how are you? Now, why did I pick her out? I remember she was my intern at NASCOM. Please sit down. Why? Why do you think I hired her and offered Harshita? And Harshita was far more smarter that she didn't pick it up. But that's okay. I won't hold you for that. Don't worry. Why? Why do you think? How many of you were in my session when these two girls were there? How many of you? Do you recall the way they questioned me there? Do you recall? They did not take what I was showed on that point. You were there. And I was like, पता नहीं यार, मतलब कुछ पूछ लिया उठा के बच्चों ने, क्या बात है यार. So that is how I started coming to this institute to teach, not to teach but help you learn. I don't teach you. And these two stood out. Why? They were not afraid. Don't be afraid. I like what Uday had presented earlier. Swami Vivekananda says lions. The only quality that lion has over all the other animals, we call it the king of the jungle. Why? Because he's not afraid of anything. Except for the lioness. That's a different story. The lion is not afraid of anybody, any other creature that's out there. If it has to hunt, it will go out and hunt. When it's full, it will never even look at the other. That's the quality that you need to have. That's just don't be afraid of asking questions, because this question doesn't know, or you don't know whether this question will lead you to your next job, next internship. You never know. You just never know. Okay. Any questions that you have regarding the AI careers and all? How many of you have you ever appeared for an interview? Okay. So what was the first thing that did they ask you? Tell me about yourself. Standard one? So tell me about yourself. That's fine. Then they said, tell me about yourself. You know, I was interviewed. I'll tell you, this is a true story. Okay. There was this reasonably doing company, and I was doing my own business and was not going great. So I said, चल ठीक है यार, business नहीं हो रहा है, चल ठीक है, नौकरी कर लेते कहीं पे. I went there. He said, tell me about yourself. I looked at the person. I said, all I can tell you about myself is that I'm walking out right now. And I walked away. I said, you had my resume, my entire thing in front of you. You did not even read it. And you're asking me to come and work for you. You have the data with you. You had everything. You could have asked. So, Madhav, why do you think that you're a good fit? I would have still answered that. But tell me about something about yourself. Something about yourself. क्या मेरे पास बहुत सारी चीजें बताने के लिए. I'm not arrogant over here. It's just that I thought it's a waste of my time. Would you do that? Why? Why wouldn't you do that? डर लगता है ना? जितनी जरूरत उनको है ना, आपको है ना नौकरी की, उनको ही उतनी जरूरत आपकी है. देखा ना गैप, 51% गैप. वो क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? वो क्यों नहीं फिल हो रहा है? So another startup I went to, they said that, you know, we require somebody, and I was into strategy consulting. I have been a strategy consultant. So the founder calls me and says, okay, Madhav, it's great to meet you. I wanted to discuss with you. I know I would like to tell you what my company does. I'm sure that you must have gone through the internet and found out what we do and all. So, any questions before I start? The first question I asked, why did you start a company? What's the vision? What's the mission? What are the objectives? What do you want to achieve in next 5 years? I said, sir, I have 5 questions. Is it okay with you? And I started asking these questions. He looked at me, paused, took a pause, 2 minutes pause, and that silence was deafening. Okay, 2 minutes you are in front of anyone when I was speaking. He looked at me and said, how much salary would you want? I said, how much can you pay? How much can you afford? What's your budget? It was like, and I asked him why. He said, you're the first person who has asked me about my vision, my objective. So now I know that you will work according to what the objective of the firm is, not because you have to work over here. Now that is something you need to know. When you research for a company, why this company is the market, what it does, why it does what it does. Another 5 whys. So go home, read about 5 whys. Produce value chain. Okay. AI. Anything else about AI? What is AI? Anybody knows what is AI? Definition. अरे यार इतने डर क्यों रहे हो? गलती तो हो गए, इनकरेक्ट ही होंगे. मैं जज थोड़ी हूँ कि बोलूँगा जी. चलो जी. सर मौत थोड़ी कहूँगा मैं यहाँ पे. हाँ जी बोलो. ऑटोमेशन थ्रू मशीन्स. गुड. और कुछ? आपको पता है आंसर यार. बाकी को चांस देते हैं यार. आपको बहुत चांस दिया है. You are already in my good books. Don't worry. हाँ जी. AI. What is artificial intelligence? Who coined it? Who coined this term? Yeah. Harshita, Janvi, and Vaibhav will not answer. हाँ जी. रॉबर्ट मैककार्थी का नाम सुना है किसी ने? Do you know the history of AI? Now, this silence for me is unacceptable. Let me tell you this. Another homework, you go out and read the history of AI. You want to make a career in AI? Actually want to make a career in AI? You want to get placed in any of those top firms or startups or companies? Read the history of AI first. Why they did what they did. why you are doing what you would be doing. That's first skill. For me, if you ask, the top skill over here is curiosity and lifelong learning. And everything started. Can machines think like humans? This was the question that Alan Turing had, which started this all. But the history of AI goes way back. So if I would tell you today, my first point of assessment, the first skill that I look is if the person has curiosity and lifelong learning. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता fresh graduate हो या आप senior लोग हो. I was interviewing somebody who had like 23 years of experience, a technology guy. My boss said, "माधव जरा बात कर ले उससे." तो ठीक है. So I said, "Yes. How will you define AI?" And that person went into such great lengths राष्ट्रग्राम संदेश देने के लिए. मैंने भाई छोटी सी बात पूछी थी, एक सेंटेंस में बता दे AI क्या है. मैं उसको नहीं रखना. क्यों? तो मैं if I present him in front of my stakeholders, this guy will not let the other stakeholders understand anything. If you can't explain it in one sentence, that person did not learn that skill. In spite of being 23 years in the industry. One sentence. If I walk from here till the exit, you should be able to tell me what you do, who you are. So these are the skill sets that we will walk you through in next 16 to 15 to 18 months, but just don't wait for 18 months. If I were actually imagine this entire thing, sir, then I would have given them 10 months. In 10 months, you guys should be job ready. So much so, the companies come and say, okay, I know that there's a talent over here and I want to go and get you into the company. So what will you guys do? Any thoughts? क्या करोगे सेशन के बाद में? भूल जाओगे? पर बोलो यार, मारूंगा नहीं मैं, चिंता मत करो. बोलो जी, बोलो.
सर घर में सर्च करेंगे जो आपने बोला उसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. मतलब नहीं अभी कर लेंगे.
AI ऐसी काम करता है. AI anytime information, AI का ये भी होता है ना, anytime any information that you want, it gives you. अब तो आ गया ना सब. Start building up the attitude. I'll be not working on your aptitude because I know you can program well, you can code, decode, whatever it is, debug well. The faculty is doing fantastic job to pass on the knowledge that is there. But you guys need to have some attitude. चुप क्यों हो यार? जहाँ चुप रहना चाहिए वहाँ हम होते नहीं. Okay, let me ask you, what are the types of AI? AI की सबसेट्स क्या है? ऐसे हाथ नहीं होता है, हाथ ऐसे खड़ा होता है. डरना नहीं है. क्या हो गया? आपको आता है ना? पता है? बोलिए. Okay. Okay, what's your name? Khushi. Let's have a round of applause for Khushi. अच्छा, आंसर उन्होंने दिया, ताली आपने क्यों बजाई है? बताओ. अब मैंने बोला इसलिए. Did you appreciate her genuinely or just because I said so? I like the honesty, but you should not be that brutally honest. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So guys, this is your opportunity. You got 10 months. 10 months down the line, I'll be here in this campus. Of course, I'll be here regularly. Down the line, I'm going to ask you questions as if I were hiring you. Okay? And at that point of time, and no, I will not give you any sample question paper. होता है ना, most important करके आप कर ले तो guest paper में वो मैं देने वाला नहीं हूँ. मैं सीधे आगे बोलूँगा, अच्छा बताओ भाई क्या ख्याल है AI के बारे में, क्या ख्याल है तुम्हारा? What do you think of AI? Okay. When I ask you what do you think of AI, what do you interpret in your mind? What am I asking?
After your question.
I think 3 मिनट और है, फटाफट बताओ भाई. मैं बोल दिया आप जवाब दोगे, आप नहीं दोगे जवाब, आपने दे दिया, मैं सब आपने भी दे दिया, आपने सही जवाब दिया था सबने। सो आप बताइए मेरे को, जब मैं बोलता हूँ व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑफ एआई, व्हाट्स दैट आई एम आस्किंग। हाँ जी बुलंद आवाज में बोलिए।
काफी लोग यहाँ पे कहेंगे कि ऑटोमेशन होता है, ये सारी चीजें होती है, बट मेरे लिए आई थिंक कि वो एक जूनियर है अभी के लिए, मेरे लिए वो जूनियर है। कैसे कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम मेकिंग एनी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स, ठीक है, तो अगर मेरे को कोई भी चीज चाहिए होती है, फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम मेकिंग अ वेबसाइट फॉर यू फॉर एनी ऑफ यू, सो मैं उसे बस ये कहूंगा कि वेबसाइट बना के, लेकिन जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मेरे को कैसे दिखनी चाहिए विजुअल, वो वैसे नहीं करके देगा। एंड आल्सो यू आल्सो आस्क वन क्वेश्चन कि क्या वो एरर्स देता है एआई अभी, क्या अभी वो इतना है? I think yes, it gives error, and I have tried it for myself, and as well as I was doing a freelance project. तो मैंने उस चीज को ट्राई करके देखा, and उसमें लेकिन वो कितना एरर्स देगा, लेकिन वो लेवल तक वो काफी अच्छे से काम करता है।
ठीक है,
you know the basics,
ठीक है, ठीक है। अच्छा, तो मैंने जो आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा अभी कि what do you think of AI? What I was asking, alluding to.
I think you asked that.
No, what is AI? मैंने पूछा आपका क्या ख्याल है AI के बारे में? I wanted your point of view. So guys, remember this. One, there are standard definitions and all. The other thing is how you interpret it. Okay? With these thoughts, I conclude today's lecture. हाँ, future skills prime के बारे में बता सकते हैं हम लोग. So, once you sign on future skills for the additional courses to enhance your skills,
Generative AI. We have generative AI courses.
we have all generative AI courses, all what you can think of that are there. You can actually go and log into NASSCOM Talent Connect, which means the industry came to us and said, भाई साहब टैलेंट की बड़ी कमी है, क्या करें? यूज केस दीजिए, बताइए लोगों को क्या क्या काम करते हो आप. So if you go there, if you qualify, the key word is qualification. If you qualify there, then you will be in that talent pool where industry will come first to look, to hire. Then they will go out. Correct, Kamna? And then we have NASSCOM Prime Career Fairs, which definitely, sir, wait, sir, I'll notify you, and we can invite the students over here to join. Any career fair, go there. Even if you don't need a job that point of time, just go there and understand what people are doing. So NASSCOM Career Fair is attended by who's who of the IT companies and even non-IT companies who are looking forward to hire. And AI in such a demand, they will always go ahead and take a look at that. With that, thank you so much for your time, patience. One last parting thought. यार कावना जी है ना, मेरी कलीग है, मैं उनको बोलता हूँ मैं यहाँ पे जाके बच्चों को पढ़ाता हूँ यहाँ पे VIPS में, ठीक है यार, बेइज्जती मत खराब करो यार मेरी इनके सामने, नेक्स्ट टाइम मत करना यार, एक बार तो चलता है, ठीक है? थैंक यू.
Thank you, Madhav and Kamna ji. I think fantastic session between Subbu and the NASSCOM team of Madhav ji and Kamna. I think we have said it's just the beginning, as I said, journey. Beginning to make you what? To make you what? I showed you that ad. Rock stars. In the process, my friend Subbu also will become, we will rename him. In my phone, in my mobile phone, I have saved his number as Subbu HR. I have not put in, human resources. From tomorrow, I'm going to change it to Subbu Human Rockstar. So this is a journey to make you rockstar. So I'm not joking. This is not a joking joke session, or it's not a humor. I think you guys have a fantastic opportunity of truly becoming rockstars of whatever you're studying, rockstars of VIPS, rockstars of the industry. That is our goal. So thank you, Madhav, and thank you, Kamna ji. So Deepali ma'am. So just one or two comments before we break for lunch. Can you just calm down, please? Quiet. So calm down, please. So
So the one important announcement which I am re-emphasizing, we already made this some time back. How many of you attended couple of other sessions in the last, let's say, 2 or 3 months? We said that we are committed to setting up a center of excellence here. You heard? Any of you heard this? We presented even at the, I think the earlier summits that we did 2 months back. And we have the commitment of chairman and Vinit ji, vice chairman, that we are going to set up a world-class center of excellence here. And you know what the world-class center of excellence will revolve around? Huh? What? So we are going to set up a center of excellence for futuristic technologies and skills. This is what the most important thing is going to be for you for you and the junior batches over the next, let's say 10 years or 15 years. And we are bringing in world-class companies and world-class organizations like NASSCOM and NASSCOM Future Skills. We have your commitment that Future Skills will be part of the Center of Excellence, right? So verbal commitment, we will see how to structure the entire format of it. So that is, I think I'm expecting Vinit ji, I think we should have that before June at least. In fact, tomorrow we have another very, very distinguished speaker who will set up a Center of Excellence in one of the universities. We will take his guidance, we'll take Professor Sadgopan's guidance, and some of the experts in the advisory group, and our intention is to set it up before June, so that you and your junior batches will benefit significantly. So thank you, and I think let's come back, more excitement in the next 2 hours later post lunch. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll now have a half an hour break. Kindly join back at 1:30.
Research talk. No problem. PwC, okay. Which is the second one? H2S. H2S.
They need an AI module expert, but I did research their expertise, so they ready for everything.
Okay.
And the third one is M2MIT Noida.
M2?
M2MIT.
Okay. Okay.
And the last one is Reskill.
Reskill. Okay. Are all these AI companies specialized in?
They are actually not completely AI, but they do invest or they do hire people who are from the domain of AI or ML.
Okay, all right. Any other companies? Yeah.
So IBM.
Okay.
Jetpack.
Okay.
And so Tower Research Capital.
Okay.
It's an HFT. And so Paytm is also hiring AI engineers, but right now it's currently not, so it has cut down on its operation.
Okay.
And most of the companies are startups that are in Gurgaon and as well as in Bangalore.
Okay. So some of the company names he talked about are what? IBM, Jetpack. Okay. Are these companies specializing in AI? No. Yes. Yes. They are all mixed skill companies, right? AI is small part of the organization. Okay. I am still yet to hear, except for H2S probably, I am yet to hear companies that specialize in AI. They are usually startups. Yeah.
Sir, Zupi, it is a Ludo game company which specially hires data science for its team because उनका सारा algorithm उस पे चलता है.
Okay, what is the name of the company?
Sir, Zupi, you must have seen ads on television.
Okay. Okay. There are some very popularly listed companies.
Oracle, Zomato, Oracle.
Okay. Are these startups?
No.
Small companies specializing in AI?
Zomato is in startup. Zomato is in startup. So was in startup.
Was. Okay. All right.
Salesforce is also an like big company. And AWS.
Okay.
Amazon Web Services.
All right, so we are still not able to, okay, now let us do one more exercise. Okay, this is actually something that we saw, Mr. Madhav Visa was talking about, right? It is about solving a problem, right? It's a problem solving using AI. Okay, what are the areas, forget the companies now. Okay, what are the areas where AI is getting deployed? Any idea? If you can just take 3 minutes and do it. Areas of application. Will you please write it? Areas of, see the way we need to, so please understand that when we are looking at opportunities, right? Research is a very important thing. There are various ways you can run a research. You can basically research on companies directly. You can look at areas where AI is getting deployed, right? Or you can also look at where are the AI clusters. Like for example, we have clusters in Gurgaon, we have clusters in Bangalore, we have clusters in Hyderabad. So there are various ways you need to research. I mean, I'm telling you, it's very important for us to research so that we actually approach these companies correctly. Yep. Okay, now let us look at the areas where AI is getting deployed. Let's finish. Confused? You're done? Hang on, let others finish. Done? Okay, anybody, you wanted to go first?
So basically, generative AI is something that is born around special type of database known as vector database. So there is a little startup known as Signal Store. They provide scalable vector database services in the
Okay, what is the name of the company? Single Store. Single Store. Okay. Okay, so what is the area? Vector database. Okay. Anybody else?
Consumer profiling, like all the big social media companies use the collect the data, they bring it to organization, and through that they do customer segmentation from clustering and predictive analysis, and it reduces the marketing cost, improves the repeat rate of the company. So it is very much employed in marketing.
Okay. Any examples of companies doing this job?
Sir, all the social media companies do this.
Okay.
They collect the consumer data, and whenever you go SEO optimization of business, it does work in a way like, for example, you are searching gulab jamun on Swiggy today, and you are also having a gym profile. So, gym profile company will know that you are going to leave the company, and you have left the gym today, for example. So it can pitch it to the Swiggy and Zomato that this person has stopped coming to the gym, and he will most likely go back to his previous habits of eating a gulab jamun. And the Swiggy and Zomato will pitch it to you that gulab jamun at his maybe you have a point five.
So have we observed that actually we are already seeing it in practice, right? If you look at some of the jobs on LinkedIn, how many of you have a LinkedIn profile? Okay. How many of you have searched jobs? Okay. Next time when you log into LinkedIn, does it pop out all the possible job opportunities in that area? Again, that is every like even if you look for shoes on Amazon, or you looked at another site, If you look in Tata Click, a couple of pairs of shoes, the minute you log into any other Facebook or any other social media site, it will start showing various shoes similar to what you browsed on the other place. So there is a lot of AI being already in place. There is a lot of data analytics. There is machine learning and whatever that's being deployed in marketing, right? So the reason why I am doing all this is that if you are looking at employment, you have to use your natural intelligence to get artificial intelligence jobs, right? So do a lot of research, figure out what are the companies. So that is a part of your role. Please understand that taking a leaf out of the IIMs, taking a leaf out of SP Jain, any one of these colleges that we are talking about, the students are spending a lot of time analyzing which are the companies they need to invite, okay, which are the companies they need to approach, right? So that is the way most of these, and no placement officer has enough time to do all this. It is all the students that who are actually doing it. Okay. Having said that, okay. So coming back to a lot of work that you need to do. Other than that, who are the other people who need to be involved? So we have management, of course, your college management will be involved, professors, students, placement officer and the creative team. Again, the creative team is going to be somebody who is among you, creating those amazing collaterals, what we call, right? So here we have briefly also listed what is the role of the faculty members here. Let's look at it. So, let me just give you a little background as to how I think most of you said that when we are talking about campus placements, right, it is not a one-time activity, it is not a seasonal activity, it is a perennial activity. Okay, so here if you look at, most important thing here is industry connect and networking. Okay, how many of you are right now doing industry connect and networking, including the professors here? How many of you are proactively approaching some of the companies?
Not like but I do participate in a lot of tech summits on Twitter, X.
Okay, tech summits. Okay, anybody else?
Go to meetups and meetings that we networking and talk about their projects and we actually attend hackathons and some.
Yeah. Okay. For? You'd get reference from where? You've been approaching them. You're connecting with them. Okay. So, yeah. Different hackathons. Okay. Okay.
So to go to conferences, seminars, and attend do one-to-one conversation with the HRs and the project managers to know more about what's going in the industry.
Okay, so if you really look at it, one of the most important aspects that most institutions follow is industry connect. Okay, one is attending hackathons or conferences. It is not just attending and probably participating and coming back. How many people are able to manage relationship with these people? That's a very important aspect of going. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir, I did manage. So there was a conference in Gurgaon of Ethereum. So when I went there, I connected with the startup founders who came from all across the globe. One of them was Banga founder who was currently working on a Bitcoin avatar staking company, and I connected with them, and we regularly share information till now.
Okay. Okay. So how does that translate into an effort for the college?
So to ask him what? sir to ask him if he can come to my college, and also if our students can get a chance to work for his company, or in any way we can help him for the experience.
Okay. So coming back to that point, one of the most significant things that need to happen is that through the year, okay, professors or students for that matter, if you can connect with the industry, ask them, you participating in conferences, conducting seminars in colleges, like for example, whatever is happening today. I think you have one of the professors coming tomorrow. So if we are going to continuously engage, and also very important here is that you also look at people who are hiring at this point of time. Okay, look at, like for example, there were companies like, I don't know if you have heard of these companies called Spyne, S-P-Y-N-E. Have you, please check it out. SPYNE is in Gurgaon. They are hiring actively. Then there is a company called Aviros, A-V-I-R-O-S. Yeah? Okay. So these are some of the companies. So if you really look at, you also look at the top 10 AI companies in Gurgaon. Look at top 10 AI companies in Bangalore. Look at top 10 AI companies in Hyderabad. So these are the centers where AI is really, catching up. Then you also have ML, that is machine learning, right? There are a lot of companies which use computer vision, right? They are doing a lot of, it's a combination, computer vision, machine learning and artificial intelligence. These all are basically bundled together. Also very interestingly, if you look at our own armed forces, right? Armed forces is significantly using computer vision, machine learning and artificial intelligence in the borders. Okay, I had the good fortune of working with a company which basically set up almost 20,000 cameras along the border. Data was being collated. These were, again, we to call them as image processing. You guys know it better. I'm not a tech guy, right? We're talking about image processing here, and these cameras would capture the images, detect them for friendly movement and hostile movement, right? So friendly is our own soldiers. Hostile is people who are basically trying to cross the border. It could also be the various forces on the Pakistan border. I can't really tell the name of the company because they do not have a website, and we worked with them for almost 2 years. We could not use their logo or the name anywhere, so I can't still do it. Okay, because it's considered to be confidential and things like that. Okay, and not just that, this company basically used the same technology to do a lot of, somebody was talking about segregation of, product utilization. There are cameras now today sitting in a lot of retail shops. I mean, I'm sure you all know it's not a big deal for you guys, but for us it's still a big deal, right? If you smile or frown, when you hold a particular product from the shelf, it captures and says how many people smiled holding Complan and how many people actually frowned, right? So all that is being deployed, a lot of retail. So it is for you to figure out who are these people and get them to your college. So in the next 18 months, right, one is to get somebody from HR to come here and talk about it. The next is, we always call hiring managers. So who are hiring managers? People, not HR. Okay, not HR. These are the people, like for example, you said you went to hackathon, Aviros, right? Just as an example. So who is the actual person who needs these people? It could be a tech lead, it could be a project manager or somebody like that. Please remember, talent acquisition team or recruitment team, they only facilitate for the recruitment. But actually people who need them are your project managers or the technical managers. It is very important for us to connect with these people because they influence talent acquisition teams to tell them and say, go get people from VIPS, that's the way it works. Okay, so we will actually create one team of all the professors and this thing. Then we should basically one is to attend, other one is to invite them. Like we can also have panel discussions, right? Typically, we also, and for panel discussions, you can call talent acquisition managers or HR managers in these colleges. Get them to spend time with you. Please remember, you should be in their line of sight. That is exactly what it means. So if you are going, let me tell you, in the last 25 years, we get a mail from some colleges, right, saying that we are actually, our students are ready for a, campus placement, so why don't you come? Now you tell me, today in this, what we call highly over-communicated world, right, how many mails do you get? And how many of us are even going to take notice of it? Right. There are, at least for me, in my inbox, every day I get about 200 mails. Some from the bank, which says I can give you loan, some which basically says you have not paid the loan, right? And some people offering you credit card. You tell them I already have money, they'll still say that is why we are giving you credit card. Right? People who really need money, banks won't give money. Right? And there are people who are marketing their cosmetics, their costumes and everything. In between there is one mail which says, right now, for example, there is a mail coming from WIPS to me saying that our student, there are 40 AI ML students available, or AI data science students available. It gets tucked in and I won't even open it. Right? So it is not going to work. It's really not going to work. So only when you have a personal rapport, only when there is already a connect, you'll always open those mails where you see a name and that name sounds something to you. Right? So that is what we need to create in these next 18 months. Okay? Create networking lunches and dinners. Again, very, very important, gone to your college before the campus placement season starts. Your mentors, your technical, your industry connects should have visited the campus. If this is the first time they are coming for the campus placement, it means the process has not worked somewhere. Somebody from HCL, if they are going to come for the campus, so there must have been a mentor, there must have been a technical industry connect who has come in, visited the college, know your capability, hence they are coming. Otherwise, it is just a toss in this thing. You sent a mail, somebody fortunately responded. That's not a good scenario.
So, if the placement has to start by December, so what are the timelines? 6 months before we have to get them to visit or what?
No, I would suggest, so we are in February, right? We should actually start doing it now.
So before, at least ballpark figure 6 months before?
6-8 months, I would say.
Those are 8 semesters that people are not available, but they will be online complete internship.
That is why.
So we have to complete by the 7th semester end. To complete.
No, so the campus season is generally just before the start of the 8th semester, which is typically November, December.
Yes, sir, that time.
That is the target time.
Now they are in 6th semester. They would be in their 7th semester from August onwards. So we have a time frame from August to December.
Correct.
So the next January onwards, they will be in the internship.
Internship, yes, yes.
So we have a time frame of August to December 24 itself.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Okay. So as I said, we need to have a committee in place, right? For that, why is a committee required? Follow up on the process. Please remember, every college has a process. And the process can be same or it can be different. It's fully up to the committee. Okay, firm up on the campus season dates, like we are talking now. When are we going to have our campus season? Right? Number 3, participation guidelines. Right? Like if the campus is heavily visible to the industry, right? We say campus guidelines can basically allow you to have 2 or 3 offers. But not too many industries are coming. Then we have a less number of industries. Then one person, if he gets an offer, he or she cannot participate. for another offer, because we want to give everybody an opportunity. These are the guidelines that are defined, like how, and offer acceptance guidelines. I got an offer, but I don't like this company. Right? So whether you want to accept, whether you will be allowed to reject, these are again decided not by me or anybody, somebody from your committee that is formed. Then firm up on the communication protocol of companies. How do you communicate rejection? Like for example, we used to have scenarios where in the morning you went, basically did 30 interviews, made 4 offers, come back in the evening, all the 4 people have declined. Right? So what will happen? Please understand what will happen. You decline, next time that company will not come to your campus. Okay, so what are the communication guidelines? Who will communicate? What is the protocol? Right? Or will the college allow this company to negotiate again? There are a lot of colleges that will not allow negotiation. Okay, and there are also companies which say, this is the offer, if you reject, we will not come back. So there are various protocols here, and that needs to be decided. There is a lot of work to be done. Understanding the placement season and cycles. The regular placement cycle we have, which we discussed just now. Then we also have internship cycle. Okay, please remember that when people are sent on internship, it is actually 50% in being getting onboarded, right? Many companies will hire 600 people for projects. They will give them projects, watch these people, and by the end of April, they will make what we call the PPOs, pre-placement offer, right? So while this is a kind of offer which you can accept or decline, it is fully up to you. It does not stop you from attending the other placement process. Like we say, many companies have second round and third round hiring. Right? They came in the campus season, they met students, they made offers and went back. And after, this is the first round, right? And let us say that 30% of the offers got declined. Not just from your college, from various other colleges also. They come for a second round. Okay, and so there is other possibility which will happen in April. Even that fails, then they go into what we call the direct market. Right? People will advertise and say looking for referrals. So that is the third round. So these are various categories, and we have to have a plan. And I'm telling you, if we can win internships which will turn into PPOs, there's nothing like it. That's the best thing to happen. The reason is you already are in love with the company is in love with you. Only marriage has to happen. Right? So that is the best thing that can actually happen. So this is exactly how it works.
So the offer letter is like the
Mangalsutra, 100%. Okay, and there you, once that is, okay, this is a little bit of a free marriage in the sense like, even after the Mangalsutra, even here you are still free to choose the bride again. That means I say, okay, Mangalsutra samne hai, it's up to me whether I want to tie it or not. So I am okay, so I'll tell you one practice which is from my favorite company. I worked there for 5 years, Honeywell. So we used to make about 400 offers every, these are internships. There was no direct participation in the placements. We never went to campus for making an offer. We only went to campuses to select students for the projects. They will get onboarded on 1st of Jan every year after 4 months. So there is what we call it as the appraisal for the interns. So we get a whole list. Okay, so we say this is the cutoff, and anybody who is will get an offer. Okay, the challenge with this is many people would have already got offers from the normal campus placement season from other companies. So now it is a fight. It is Honeywell versus the earlier offer. right? And I can tell you that 80% of the time we used to win hands down. It was very easy because the candidate has already spent time with us. He knows the nature of the work. He knows the manager. And most of the time when we do PPOs, the person will continue with the same manager. Right? So there is like, this is actually what we say love after the marriage. Right? So candidate has come, he's fallen in love with the manager and the company, so he will anyway accept the offer. And we used to win. That's what I'm saying. Most of the cases there were no rejections, but there are, of course, like there are people who pay a lot of money and pick them up. So then we don't. So then that gets replaced by some more people. So this is the process. If this process, if you can get 5 or 6 companies to come into the college, one, it takes care of your internship. Second, it will always get you a kind of a assurance that you are already placed, right? And you also know the nature of the work. So these are the two things. So when the committee is formed, we will also see, you will define rules like day 0, day 1. Don't look at the too much of definition there. I just put it for this thing, right? A lot of people say you are on day 1, you are on day 2. That means you are inviting companies on day 1, day 2, day 3. Yeah.
Sir, if you are getting any internship related to management, but we have to work for like IT further.
I didn't hear that.
Like हमें मैनेजमेंट की कोई इंटर्नशिप मिली रिलेटेड टू मैनेजमेंट एंड इन फ्यूचर लाइक हमें तो आईटी की जॉब के लिए जाना है या फिर आई थिंक तो इज इट वर्थ डूइंग मैनेजमेंट
internship for engineering colleges, you will not get management internships. You will get IT internships or your field only.
From other places, if we are getting like from our own sources.
I am not able to understand the question.
Asking that he is applying for any internship and is not getting any opportunity for IT place internship.
Okay.
So he should go for management. It will be good for him to opt for the management internship.
For an engineering management internship is not a great idea. If you are planning to be on the tech side, better to get into a tech company for internship. Or you can even do internship in the college. That is also okay, rather than trying to opt out into a management internship. Have I answered your question? Okay.
In case I get an offer letter and I want to apply, so
okay. It is at this stage. I really don't want to talk about it because the committee has to decide what will be the process of acceptance and process of rejection, and whether you can put anything on hold. Companies won't wait. Companies will not wait. That's what I'm saying. Any campus offer has a validity. Okay, and typically the validity is 7 days.
We will tell you about all these.
Yeah.
We have found all the rules and regulations. We will tell you in due course of time.
Yeah, but generally campuses, companies won't wait. They will give you a 5-day or a 6-day time. After that, they move on. There are a lot of times we have seen people have accepted offer, celebrated, gone and had a nice party. Next day come and declined. Okay, so everything is possible. Sometimes, yeah.
So many IT companies offer non-tech internships. So should we take or not?
Non-tech internships, one, they should not offer. 2, if they offer, please don't take it. Because are specific, please remember that companies are hiring for a specific JD. Okay, even very large companies, there may be multiple roles, but they will all be tech roles.
So should we go with the IT company or with the IT job?
It should be an IT job. That's what I'm saying. If a non-IT company offers you an IT job, please take it. If an IT company gives you a non-IT role, please don't take it. Okay. Again, so all these are decided by the committee, right? Offer acceptance guidelines. Like we have various categories of offers, right? Not decided, not from the company side, but the college or the student looks at it this way. It's my first offer, it's my second offer. Now I have a dream offer, right? And eligibility criteria to continue the process. Whether you got one offer, whether you are allowed to participate in with the other companies. All this is decided by the committee. So that is what needs to be put in place. Okay, cutoffs for participation in the process. Like for example, this is decided by the company, and sometimes the colleges also want to maintain their, image, right? So they will say, even before the season starts, they will say students are eligible for campus placement process who have scored above this percentage. That is also there. Many colleges don't want to field their not well performing students. So that is also there. Then you're forced to look at off campus. Okay? Okay, so preparing collaterals, what should be the overall content? This again has to be on the group that is actually formed. What's the USP? Why should one come to WIPS? This is a very important question. Why should anybody come to Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies? You should brainstorm, basically, earmark which are the projects that you want to put forward and make a collateral based on that. Okay, sometimes, some of the mission, vision statements of the organization may not be the best selling points to a company. So if you look at it and say, okay, this is the best way to project our college, right? Like many a times we say they are extremely, like for example, MBAs, they're very dynamic, have strong communication skills. They have worked on case studies, industry case studies, right? So these are the selling points, right? So you can always brainstorm and say, these are the 3-4 things I'm going to sell to the company. So make presentations, videos and campus walkthroughs. In our country, even today, our campus infrastructure sells, right? A lot of companies are, they feel good where the infrastructure is strong. So if the company has infrastructure, that can become a selling point. So you do a walkthrough, like our library, our labs, our faculty members, all that can be showcased. So this is again making the pitch, right? Who, when and how. Whether the student will make the pitch, what is the role of the placement officer, will he go and make the pitch? So that all that also is decided. When again, as I said, if you are building a relationship from 8 months before, I think your collaterals have to be ready in just like about 2 months from now. Okay, so coming back, the committee will also decide on certain other things, right? How do you manage the process? What are the logistics? What is the hospitality? Let me also tell you that the selection committee in the companies can be very finicky. Right? So like we say, oh, they never sent me, I was sitting in the bus stand and waiting, nobody came to pick me from the college. It can be a huge problem. He will come and he will not select anybody and go. Okay? These guys didn't even ask me for a cup of tea. Sitting there interviewing 100 students and not a cup of tea came to my table. It may look silly, but it decides a lot of things. A lot of careers are decided. Okay, so you have to be careful, and also what are the souvenirs, right? How do you basically, do you want to gift something? There are sensitive things, like typically, we used to have this, some colleges always give you a Ganesha or a Saraswati idol, and then, not Dahej, souvenirs are not Dahej, right? These are typically what we call the gifts that you send. So you have to be sensitive. Mementos, okay. You have to be sensitive of what you want to give, right? All these things. So anyway, I'm just saying these are some examples of what makes or breaks a campus. Okay? Without naming the college.
So slogans can be a good part of the marketing for the college. For example, gifting something with the name of it's written on it. So when some person sees it, he will remember it.
Correct. No, that recall is important. So I mean, I am just remembering this experience. I had a tough flight and then I landed into Bombay, and one of the colleges I was supposed to visit. So I called the placement office, not the officer. So I think one kid picked up. So I said, I am struggling to find this place. Is there any help that I can get? You know what he told me? He said, my campus is full of talent. If you want, you will find a way. This is exactly what he said. He told me the statement. Me in those days, I took the next flight and went back. Okay. So and I sent a mail saying that we don't need that kind of talent in our office. Right? So be careful. Okay, so these are all the standard process that you will see in the placement season. Pre-placement talks, and there will be registration, resume shortlisting, and online. Okay, group discussion and written ability. So all these steps we have to prepare. You have to be prepared. We have to prepare you for that. How do you face technical and HR interviews? We have also seen a lot of people flunk the HR interview. It's a significant because people take it easy. Once they have cleared the technical interviews, they think they will walk through. Okay. So how do you face a HR interview? Why is there a HR interview? Right. We do a lot of what we call the cultural fit for a organization. Right, somebody is too aggressive, right, and he is going to be very dashing, and he will say, "I'll win the world." Some companies don't like it. They'll say, "You be part of our company. We will tell you what to do." Right? In such cases, there is a cultural mismatch. Right? So that is why we do HR interviews. Then there is a job offer, and then acceptance and joining. So that is all I had.
So anyway, my mandate with Subbu is he'll be here till 4. But I think Vinit ji wants to leave for some other engagement. So before that, we want to. So before that, first I think, fantastic session, because when I was a business manager, I was a MD of many companies. Mostly my teams used to go, my HR managers or my business leaders used to go for campus. But I had an experience in my early stages to accompany the seniors. To do offer letter leke jao, to do the logistics, junior, wo sab karne ke liye when I was, like a marketing trainee and this. I think campus placement is like a festival. If you ask me, it is like a fantastic festival. And I was recently, I think in November or December, I was in Shillong. How many of you gone to Shillong? Okay. Fantastic. I think in Shillong, if you go to IIM Shillong, it's called Campus in Clouds. It's a fabulous place. Okay, and so there the EY guys had come for placement. The way the students took care of them, because IIM is got a brand name. See, VIPS is still, I'm not saying it is good or bad or whatever. VIPS is an emerging institution, but IIM is IIM, right? So the way those people took care of these placement people who had come from EY is amazing. And by the way, they are just not for placement, they have come for interns. They what they call as, I think, pre-PPOs or whatever. So I think all what Subbu mentioned, everything is a perfect formula. But you started on a journey. This is just a journey beginning. Okay, you still have 15 to 18 months to become rock stars, as we said, and some of this will be repeated because you are going to be now focused on your studies, exams, projects, internships, or whatever it is. I think we will do a continuous number of sessions. Some of it will be repetitive because so that you can have a recap on whatever Subbu and the rest of Harsh ji and Madhav and Kamna ji has said. So I think all I can say is fantastic session, Subbu. Thank you.
Thanks.
And as I said, he himself, his son is starting exams tomorrow, so we squeezed in this program. He's taking a 9 o'clock flight. If he takes a 9 o'clock flight, Bangalore, you will reach early morning. Because it will land at 12 or something. Yeah. By the time he reaches home, it will be 1 o'clock. So I think really appreciate so much of
thanks.
hardship that you're taking. And Vinitji, Deepali ma'am, as a token of appreciation from VIPS, we would like to, really. So let's give a big round of applause to Subbu.
Thank you, sir. Are you there, sir?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for this. Thank you for this opportunity for me to be able to spend time with you. So, since we wanted to, complete this formality, since Vinitji had to leave, so you want to spend another 10 minutes interactive before Subbu has to leave by 4 here, another 10-15 minutes. You want to do any interactions, please? Yes. Okay. We spoke about a lot of formation of a committee and things like that. So now I want volunteers. Of course, this will be volunteers will have to volunteer, and then the college decides who will be part of the committee. Is that okay? Right? I feel at least. Let's look at it this way. You will actually need to spend some quality time going and meeting people from the industry, connecting on LinkedIn, going and making presentations, making the pitch. All this is going to be part of the effort. Okay? So, and that means you have to spare some time from your studies, from your personal shows, and some of you may have boyfriend, girlfriend, all that, right? You have to pull out some time out of all these activities and be present. And sometimes, please remember that industry works in a very different way. They are not 9 to 5 people. They are typically 9 to 9 people. So you may have to meet them late in the evening and things like that. So people who are interested in, being a part of this committee, if you can please, raise your hand, we'll be very. So let's do it this way. If anybody who is interested can come forward.
Yeah, I think Subbu also, one important announcement is, while Subbu will mentor and choose with the management team, choose the volunteers, but you know that we also have an e-cell, right? So how many of you are part of that e-cell? E-cell, I think. Okay. So people who are in E-cell don't volunteer. Okay. So let the E-cell, of course, the E-cell and the placement cell, placement volunteers will collaborate. But let's give an opportunity for beyond the E-cell members. So don't part of the E-cell, people who are in E-cell don't volunteer for the HR part.
Okay. Okay. So leaving the people.
Already volunteered now. Who have given the interview and have been shortlisted by the faculty can raise their hand. Someone has interacted with you.
Okay.
Except all those. And extra also who want to join can raise their hand.
Okay. Okay, so people who have raised your hands, each one of you, let us look at, can quickly take 30 seconds to probably stand up and say, you've heard what we are going to do. What will be your typical contribution to this whole effort? 30 seconds, it's like an extempore. You should be able to tell us what you can contribute. Yeah, we can. So okay, I really want before we start, okay, can I have your attention from this wing? Boss, behind the camera. Okay, so one of the most important things in life I really want you to remember, this word proactive. Okay, people who are successful are typically proactive people. It is not like, it's like they say, early bird gets the prey or the fish, whatever, right? If you are waiting for the fish to come into your mouth, kabhi nahi hoga. You have to go for the fish. Okay, so like he volunteered and said he is going to talk. People should always say, let me be the first to go. Okay, so if you are not proactive, you will miss a lot of opportunities. Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Karthik Sharma, and I am I consider myself a creative person. So being creative, I'm also I also love development part, and I'm currently doing one stack development, that is full stack development. It's a newer technology in website development. So I'm experienced in that. I'm making self projects like chat application and application with ChatGPT, like that. So yes, I would spray her out some time from girlfriends here. So, and yes, I can help that.
Thanks for sparing your time for us, especially that you are sacrificing your time with a girlfriend. All right, who's next? Okay.
Sir, I have some friends in other IP colleges and apart from IP college, and I can really connect with them. One of my friend also got internship because he got to know about the information about an internship from my friend only, because he was in TNP cell. So I can connect with those friends and people and get information to the college. And apart from that, LinkedIn is also a powerful tool to connect with people, and I generally message people on LinkedIn to connect with them.
Okay.
How would you tell us the feedback? We are writing the names.
Okay.
How you will be telling us okay or not?
I will tell her. You can add her. The second person you can add. Who is the next person? Yeah.
So my name is Prashant, and I have also been in touch with many of the connections from the first year only, and I think that I can be a contributor to other people which are not participating. So I can give them exposure from your side that what skill sets they need to perform and they need to have to be placed in college.
Okay, so you are going to be the trainer.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, who is next? Okay.
So just like you said before, we need to build industry.
Guys, please quiet. Can you please listen to your own friend? Okay, I know I am a stranger, but he is your best friend, right? Please listen to him.
Just wait, I think I know it's a long day. 10 more minutes, more important, yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Gautam Sethi. Just like you said before, we need to build industry connections with experts. So I'll reach out to different experts and I'll ask them to come to our college for placements and pre-placements opportunities like hiring interns in there.
Okay, along with what you are saying, like he rightly said, what is his significant strength? Like he said, he can contribute to the website and things like that, right? So you can also mention that.
Sir, I'm right now working on few data analytics projects.
Not necessarily technical skills. Like for example, I have strong communication skills. I can do a lot of presentations in front of the corporate. So those are some of the things also you can highlight. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I am Bhavya Bhardwaj and I am currently pursuing AI/ML in WIPS. And sir, I can contribute in bridging the gap between the teachers and the students by continuously asking what the student needs and what the teachers want to convey. And I also have good communication skills and leading skills, so I can also help in the PR process.
Okay. Yeah. Coming to you.
Yeah, sir. As you had conveyed earlier that you will choose the 15% which were proactive. So I want to reverse that thing, that I want to give 85% people to get to you so that they can get a better job. And second of all, which I was planning, and I was talking to one of our professors, that I want to do, that I will collect the CVs and and list them as per their skill sets so that they can get a better job as per their hard skills, not soft skills.
So you're basically saying you will manage the database.
Manage the database so that people can get a proper job as per their requirements and as per their wish. So like for example, my friend is very good in gaming and making games. So I can recommend him the job in the game sector and all that.
Got it. Yes. Okay, so a lot of boys in the committee. I want to see some ladies in the committee. Yes. Yeah, we have to have 50-50. And typically, whenever you make a corporate presentation, it should be a team of one boy, one girl works best. But as long as you don't fight with each other. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Naisa Sharma. Good afternoon, sir. I am Naisa Sharma. That in WIPS we not only get knowledge, that is supposedly I am from AI and DS branch. So I haven't only received knowledge regarding AI and DS. The college has given me a pool of knowledge. I also know full stack and analytics. So I believe that there might be more students like me here. So I could connect with the students well. I can connect with the students well. I share a great bond amongst classmates. So I could pick out the best in them and then advise them to work on it so that they could, proceed forward to getting something which they are interested in. And also, communication skills do matter. And
we see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, after you, I will pass the mic to you. I haven't missed you.
I am Khushi Sahai, and sir, I have been engaged in many of the societies currently running, and I have been leading them also. I am good at managing people, good at organizing many events, so I can work in PR, and I can convince and bridge the gap between that you mentioned demand and supply of the network. So I can bridge the gap by convincing them.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So, my name is Kanak Ahuja and I am from Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning branch. I think I can build a gap between the companies and the students. Like most of the students don't speak what they really want to communicate with the companies and what they want to really ask what in their mind. I can become the intermediate between the students and the companies or the professors, what they really want in the placement and how they want and what skills they really need for completing the placement interview.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should give it to her. She's been waiting. So we will come to you next.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Saina Sriram from AI/ML branch, and I think I can contribute to the placement cell or the committee through my networking skills or communication skills. I think I'm a pretty good I think I'm pretty good at presenting, and I've done 2 internships, and I've managed to keep connections. So yes, I think my networking and communication skills can contribute.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. You don't want to do it? Okay. I was also looking at people who have interacted. Just check with him. Would you be interested? No problem. Okay, go ahead.
So my name is Pravya, and I have got so many of the opportunities because I consider I was not aware enough at that time. So I'm definitely not using any of the further opportunities. And the one who was saying कि शादी होनी चाहिए कंपनी से, तो हमारी शादी हो चुकी है, हम अपने इनसे जो प्रोफेसर है इनसे बहुत ही बोलने लग है और ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, तो जो रिश्ता पहुंचाने वाला काम है वो आई कैन डू. अच्छा.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So how many? I need 2 more. Yeah. I need 2 more people. Yeah.
So good afternoon, sir. I'm Simran Raj, and I have a huge connections in all IPU community. I connected with multiple students all over the IPU, as I'm the part of the IPU community, in which multiple tech as well as non-tech students are connected and serve multiple things, like they help others to develop their technical skills, as well as to help others to find their own skills, what they like, what they want to do and all. So I help them to make connections. And
Okay. What's your name? Yashvi का नाम by default होगा तुम्हारा.
Good afternoon, sir.
You are the last candidate.
I'm Divyanshi from AIDS branch, and I think it's all about building connections, and I could really help you with that.
Sorry.
I said that I think it's all about building connections,
Yeah.
and I can really help you with that, like networking stuff.
So we have a tie. So now what will happen is, see, when you lose the proactive pool, now there will be competition. So it will be between you and what's your name? Nupur. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
So my name is Kshitij. I have a good number of connections on LinkedIn. So from the month of June till October, so I went to 4 to 5 virtual internships, on which I got to LinkedIn only. And so I refer to those internships to 3 to 4 of my batchmates and 4 to 5 of my junior batchmates.
Okay. To Nupur.
Good evening, sir.
Well, all these people were participating. So my observation also. Some people who. 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself Nupur. I'm from IoT.
Quiet, please. It's the last person speaking.
Students, kindly maintain the decorum.
Yep.
Good evening, sir. Myself Nupur. I am from IoT, and I am good at building the. I'm good at convincing the students for what the opportunities you will give, and let them know that what are the requirements they have to build up the skills, and to reduce the gap between the teacher communication and the students, so that the teachers and the students get to know what they are requiring for.
Okay, thank you. Just to my last statement. So please remember that this committee, whoever is part of it, they become almost like a channel for the management and the people working behind to pass on information. And also, like for example, a simple thing like improving communication skills. Right? There are going to be a lot of exercises. So this committee will actually probably, I'm just saying this is probably a working model. Each person will have 4 or 5 people with whom he or she is going to work. Like we say, we pass on some material and say that, people have to read through, come back, do a group discussion and come and present, right? Because this will help you, 1, communication skills, 2, presentation skills. So this is something that will regularly go on so that the overall performance of the batch goes up. So it will be your responsibility. Each one of you have to do that. Okay, and please remember that people who are with you have to look at you as that, he is another mini mentor, right? So this is going to be the process, and then of course representing the college outside, all that will anyway happen. I hope you're all people who have volunteered, you're all okay with this. Okay, if you have any doubts, if you are not too sure, you can always communicate to ma'am.
So Subbu, I would suggest all the volunteers, whenever you're free in the next 1 or 2 weeks, do an online call. Online meeting 1 hour, do some group mentoring and specific mentoring. Then you kick off the process, the formal process. Sure. Okay, so I think you want to, who are volunteered, you want to raise the hands once again so that, so you got the message, right? What Subbu said, right? Okay, and see, I think Subbu has been saying what I would have said. You have to be proactive. Push Deepali ma'am or whoever your professor, mentor is to organize that 1 hour call. Because they will all be busy, though this is important, they'll all be busy, but ensure you push, take the initiative, organize that 1 hour call with Subbu. Give him some time, 2 weeks, whatever, like he's busy for the next 2-3 weeks. Within March, you have that 1 hour call, okay? So anything else? So Subbu, thank you. Thank you, Harshji, for gracing the occasion. I think your seniority is, I think, gives that confidence and foundation for all the work that we are doing. Deepali ma'am, you want to talk about briefly about tomorrow's program?
Sir, I would like to thank you for this wonderful session. It was really good session, motivating for our students. At least they come to know what are these prospects and what is the process of placements and how they have to be the part of the team. As sir said, we will be having 1-on-1 session or online session with the students, so that they can get more involved with you and come to know how to proceed in this journey. So this is our 18 months journey. So we have to be together and make this batch place in a very good position, because this is our baby batch. So we have to take them to a very good position. So much for the session. And Uday sir, I will not thank you because you are a part of it. Because you have to. We both are at the same page.
For me, I am a shameless person, so I don't need any thanks. I keep saying this. In 2 years from now, after you graduate, you come here instead of in my place and give an inspiring talk. You talk about leadership. Yeah. So that is, for me, that is a thank you.
Exactly, sir has said that after 2 years, we need you people to be in very good companies, coming here as alumni, motivating your juniors. Thank you, all of you. So tomorrow again, as it is a 2-day talent future tech summit, tomorrow again we will gather here at 10 a.m. Tomorrow Professor Deshmukh is coming. He is an adjunct professor from IIT Tirupati. He would be conducting a session of your quantum computing, and after lunch we will be having a brief session, 1 hour session with the ESL students. That is a formal inauguration of ESL, or you can say formation of ESL, and we will tell the roles of all the members that are to be done in the ESL. So again, tomorrow 8-10 a.m. we will meet. Thank you, all of you.